Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today I have a very special guest. This man has been doing so much amazing music his entire life since he was a child. He's been in Project X, Side by Side, Youth of Today, Judge, Civ, Gorilla Biscuits, Glassjaw, Rival Schools, Nightmare of You, Head Automatica, King Left, and Limp Bizkit. Correct?
Sort of. Everything was good except for the King Left. The nice dudes, I helped them. I kind of like produced and helped them do their EP.
Okay.
But I didn't play drums.
So welcome to the podcast, Sammy Siegler.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Good to see you,
This
man.
is nice. This is a great room. I feel like I'm in a hardcore museum.
It kind of is.
It's very cool.
I was in the kitchen originally, and then I would leave it up for a couple of days, and we couldn't have dinner there. So
Who did this painting? It's like a little Jackson Pollock vibe down there.
Oh, my son did that.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, my son did that. He's a little artist.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to you. Let's get to your life before you became the Sammy that you are, and the world knows. You were born in New York, correct?
Yeah. I grew up on 15th Street between 5th and 6th.
My dog farted, by the way. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Hasn't hit me yet.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, I grew up downtown. Like, my dad, my grandfather, I guess. Okay, to go way back, my great-grandfather bought a building back in 1876.
Damn.
On West 11th Street. And it was a moving and storage business. I think it was like an old horse stable or something like that. And my great-grandfather ran this moving and storage business. My grandfather and his brother ran it. My dad and his brother ran it.
That's right. I used to see those trucks in New York.
Siegler Brothers Moving and Storage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, since 1876.
Damn.
So that was cool. So I grew up downtown, and my dad played drums, my grandfather played drums, which was sort of interesting because the family business was cool. It's nice to have a family business to step into, but I think that like my dad, he was a great drummer, or he still is a great drummer, but I think he would have kind of pursued that more if he didn't fall into that family business.
Yeah.
But what was cool is that to sort of jump ahead, is when my parents got divorced, my dad actually moved into that warehouse. He took one of the floors and kind of just threw up a wall had this dope but very freezing cold fucking little bachelor pad, midlife crisis. But he set up his drums.
Okay.
And I set up my drums in there, and that was really cool because we, later when I was playing in bands, was able to rehearse in there, and which is rare in Manhattan to have that.
Yeah, totally. How old were you then?
When they got, I think I was like 9 when they got divorced. Yeah.
So how were you in school? Did you like school?
I wasn't really focused. I liked it like from the social aspect of it, I guess. I kind of went to a bunch of different schools. I remember, and it was wild. So I went to a couple different like private schools, which was cool, and I went to VCS and Friends, and then McBurney, where like Richie Birkenhead actually went, and Adam Horowitz went, a bunch of kids, but and then McBurney moved buildings. They're like, we're moving buildings. It's going to be great. I'm like, okay, awesome. This was 1988. I went on tour that summer with Youth of Today.
Damn.
Traveling around in a van, come back. School's about to start a week later. My mom's like, your school went out of business.
Oh, he mentioned that. Richie mentioned that.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, how does your school go out of business?
That's crazy, yeah.
So I was like, I know this girl. She goes to this place called PCS. It's like Professional Children's School. Like, let's visit it. My mom was like, cool. We visited it. Next thing you know, I'm going to the school. And that was a trip because it was a very small private school on West 60th Street, and a lot of like the Cosby kids went there, and like kids that were like actors and somewhat professional kids that they allowed you to go in correspondence, which means you didn't really have to attend. You could just kind of take your shit and go.
That's cool.
Coincidentally, that winter, Youth Today got an offer to go to Europe for 2 months, and so I was able to leave and not get left back because any other school you would have had to repeat. So I went on tour in Europe with Youth Today that year, like February and March, and was just like sending homework back. And
damn, what grade were you in?
that was like 10th grade.
So, how did you get involved originally, like into music? Like, what was your first exposure to that?
I think it was it kind of goes back to Kiss, I think.
Oh, interesting.
And then I have an older sister, so I was in a Kiss, whatever, part of the Kiss Army, 7, 8 years old or something like that, and then, my dad and grandfather and teaching me like, a double stroke roll of just like mama, papa, just real primal shit. And being into it and air drumming and wanting to be, like in a Kiss situation. But then also my sister turned me on to like Devo and Blondie.
Nice.
And I had a really good friend who was into that as well. So we were like, that kind of felt like punk. I mean, it was the beginning of it.
Sure.
I met Matt Pincus, who played bass and Judge at a really early age. Like I was 10 and he was 11, and met him at orientation in school, and he came up to me. He's like, what's up? And he's like, are you punk rock? And I was like, yeah, I'm punk rock. Are you punk rock? So he and I were punk rock together, and had like an air drumming band, and would, he learned how to play Police and Thieves by the, not by the Clash, but the Clash version.
Yeah.
And so we would like kind of jam that. And that, sort of, I think that's kind of really where it began. And then taking drum lessons and kind of being like, all right, I'm into this. But I didn't kick off till I joined a band. And that was my sister introducing me to these two older kids, Alex and Toby, who later became the Skedanks.
Okay.
Rocker T
Okay.
and Alex Valenti, who in a weird way I think is like connected with Matty Pasta now. Maybe like I feel like he played in Leeway for one show.
Okay,
which
yeah, he did.
I see him on Instagram and Twitch.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're the dude. Anyway, they had a band called Noise Police.
Okay.
And so I joined Noise Police, and it was like reggae, ska, punk, hardcore band.
Sick.
And they covered Agnostic Front's Power.
Oh, shit.
And that was my first intro to like New York hardcore, was like this song called Power.
Wow.
Which was, I could barely keep up.
Yeah.
And,
you hadn't been to a show yet, right?
And I was 10. I didn't go.
Oh, yeah,
I was telling this story to my friend last night, actually, that my dad dropped us off at the Old Ritz to go see Musical Youth. It was like a Saturday or Sunday afternoon show. And I chickened out. I got so fucking scared because there was all these older kids, and I chickened out. I didn't go.
Oh, shit.
But I saw, I was going to concerts. I saw the Stray Cats at the Old Roseland. I think Sha Na Na was my first concert. And I was big into like concerts, like I would go see, I actually saw the Beasties open for Blondie in '84, and saw like, I don't know, just, you were talking about Christian Asoy. There was a Vans thing with like Per Ubu at the Beacon. Okay. Which is a crazy story in itself. We can get to that. Yeah. Let's get to that real quick. That was a wild story.
Yeah, tell me, man.
I was like, I want to go to this. It was a Swatch Watch show at the Beacon.
Before the X.
And my dad took my friend and I to go, and like didn't have tickets. We didn't get tickets up there. And we went around the back of the Beacon, and he was talking to these big dudes, these two guys, and worked out some deal, gave him some money. Next thing you know, these two dudes opened up the back door of the Beacon, and my friend and I, this is like age 10, went into this back dark stairwell with these two dudes. Oh, shit. And just my dad was like, later, like, I'll pick you up after, meet you out front at 5 or something. And next thing you know, we go up these stairs, and we pop out of the bathroom of the Beacon. And these dudes had like a little hustle to get in there. And we saw, I think it was Per Ubu, unless I'm getting confused with something else, but it was definitely like Hosoi, and it was skate, and it was a ramp inside the Beacon. It was like a skate Swatch Watch thing.
Were you a skater then?
I was, yeah. I used to skate a lot in like Washington Square Park, and there was like Soho Skates at the time, and like Harry Jumanji, and these dudes were like the gods. They were the legends. This guy Pepe used to skate in Washington Square Park and jump like 15 garbage cans. Yeah. But that was the hangout. I would go there. My sister actually dated Harry for like a minute. Like a long, long time ago, which I remember coming home to my house and like Harry Jumanji's in my kitchen. And I'm like, that's that dude. Like, wow, he's a fucking legend, Yeah. But yeah, we'd build ramps and just skate around New York, street skating. We never really had access to like half pipes or anything. Yeah. Shit.
What was your favorite trick?
I guess let's go classic. Let's go like boneless.
Sick.
I love boneless. Maybe an acid drop, maybe a sick slide. I kind of got lost when like kick flips came around. I was just like, I can't do, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. I had a good run. You know what I mean? Yeah. But a sweet power slide, look out, dude. I'm unstoppable.
You love the Bones Brigade's videos too?
Loved it. Loved it.
Thrasher, all that stuff. Such a game changer.
Yeah.
It went side to side with punk rock too, Yeah. It was like the soundtrack back then.
Yeah, for sure. But to go back to Noise Police, was this band with Alex and Toby, and it was like the three of us playing punk, ska, hardcore, covered Power. Yeah. And we played some local shows, like the Village Independent Democrats had a space in Greenwich Village. We played some weird show. I've got some photos from there that are pretty bugged out. Like I was just teeny, borrowed my dad's drum set, did it. But probably one of the illest shows I think I've ever played in my life was it was called Founders Day, where Stuyvesant High School would go on a boat, like maybe the Circle Line Ferry or something like that. Okay. The whole fucking school, the high school, would go on a boat and go to like one of, I guess, Governor's Island or something. Yeah. And we played on the boat. Oh, and so it's like, like mid 80s on a high school, Stuyvesant High School on a boat. Like kids are dropping acid, kids are fucking stoned. And this one dude jumped through this plate glass window on the boat. Supposedly somebody jumped off the boat. We played our set, there was like skanking, moshing, whatever during our thing. And then we went to Governor's Island or something, probably smoked some weed and came back. And so I was kind of like, they would get me high. I was experimenting with that at a very, very young age. Yeah. But, fortunately, I think it was Walter Schreifel's brother, Dylan, who was a friend of mine, and my friend Chris. And they met, and Chris said, hey, my friend Dylan, they introduced me, and Dylan's like, hey, my brother's got a band called Gorilla Biscuits. Wow. They need a drummer. Do you want to do it? And that was really, I think, my introduction to that whole crew. And so I ended up actually playing in GB like in '85
Wow.
So I was 12 years old. And I think I played like 2 shows and they kicked me out because I really wasn't that good. But
and then how soon after did you get in Youth Today?
So that was so playing in Gorilla Biscuits. Yeah, we played. One of the shows I did play with Gorilla Biscuits was the Birth of Unity show at the Right Track Inn.
Okay.
And that, like, I don't know, you have to look at the flyer, but it was just like every fucking band. It was Bold's first show was Bold, and I want to say Warzone played, and maybe Token Entry, like a lot of bands. And I played with Gorilla Biscuits, and that was to me just like the intro, like welcome to what's fucking possible. I remember these 2 like metalheads were fucking with me and my friend, and Jay Crackdown came to the rescue. Like we didn't even know him. He's just like, I got you, like kind of swept in.
That's awesome.
So it was just dope on so many levels.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Oh, similar kind of. I think my friend Chris met Jules Massey from Side by Side.
Okay.
And similar kind of thing, like, hey, dude, these guys need a drummer. They have a band called Side by Side.
Yeah.
And I met those dudes.
Okay.
And started playing in Side by Side.
First, okay.
And it was, Gavin was in the band at the time, and it was Billy and Eric, and and Luke was really involved. Luke was sort of like the mascot, like kind of like, he wrote The Time Is Now, and he wrote some songs, and he grew up with Eric Fink in Brooklyn, but Side by Side started opening for Youth of Today. So on these road trips, so we'd go on these, go on to Pennsylvania for the weekend, whatever, and
tri-state shit,
and I think that's kind of how I met those dudes. And, Purcell and I became super tight. He was like a big brother. Capo was kind of like the angry dad to me.
Yeah.
And, but, there was a whole crew, and Alex Brown and all these cats, and Walter. And so I can keep going.
Yeah. Keep going. You were 15?
So I was like 14.
Still.
So yeah, because this was, I remember when I joined Youth of Today, I went to California with them in 87. So I was 14.
Okay.
But I remember like,
did you graduate too before all this happened?
No, you graduate. What? I mean, this is
school.
Young. 14.
Shit, that's fucking crazy.
No, I mean,
get to that, go.
All the shows that we played really were on weekends.
Yeah.
Or this one. So when I joined Youth Today, just to back it up, I remember it was like Walter was really tight with Luke, and Purcell and I were really tight. Okay. And Mike Judge was the drummer for Youth Today. He left to start Judge. Okay. They needed a drummer. I wanted to do it. Luke wanted to do it. We kind of had like a little competition thing. And I think maybe Purcell just muscled me in some way, and I was able to get the gig.
Wow.
I did that. We put a show in Pennsylvania. I had like 102 fever. That's where that photograph was taken on the back of Run on the Salon. Okay. And then it was like, hey, we're going to California for a little run out there. And we're playing Fender's Ballroom with Uniform Choice in 7 seconds. And so I was 14. This was, I want to say, it was over some kind of school break. But I was psyched to play Fenders because as a kid, I had all these posters from Fenders and it said like Long Beach. And I thought for some reason that was like Long Beach, Long Island. Yeah. And I would call them from like my mom's phone, just like, what's up? Like, Circle Jerks are playing or Dead Kennedys are playing, and they were just like, dude, we're in California. Wow. So psyched to finally play Fenders. And it just, it felt massive. And then we went up to Gilman Street and played with Instead. And it was a cool little run. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, looking back as far as managing school with all that, as it was during school breaks, it was weekends and summers. Yeah. Somehow I forgot Side by Side broke up and was doing Youth of Today. And then, Judge was happening and they needed a drummer. I think like Luke played a show and Drew played a show, but for some reason those guys couldn't do it. And they needed someone. And I, again, Purcell and I were really tight and I did that. And I did Project X with them, with those guys because again, like, as like a lot of this stuff just came out of, it was just real and spontaneous. Just let's do something. Great. Hey, let's do a fucking super straight edge thing. We'll call it Project X. Great. Yeah. Let's do it. We'll have nicknames, code names. I'll be the Youth. You could be Kid Hard. You could be Slam. You could be ND.
So you met them. They got you into straight edge, obviously.
Yeah. I was, again, like being 12 and 13, I was definitely like influential. Like, yeah, I'm doing what they're doing kind of thing. But unfortunately, it was all good stuff. And it's so, in retrospect, like it's so much easier to be straight edge and to be vegetarian when you have your crew doing it. We would like, and it was fun. Like we would seek it out. We would go to Quantum Leap, on Sundays. And like we would go on tour. We had this like little pamphlet that had like the one restaurant, in South Carolina or like the one restaurant in Atlanta. And we'd go and it would be some like, Seventh-day Adventist or like some kind of religious. Oh yeah. Typically.
Pre-internet.
That one in Detroit. Did you ever that one there was that club Blondie's, and there was
I remember Blondie's.
This one like soul food vegetarian spot that was amazing.
I remember you rocking the Mother shirt too. I remember you put the Mothers on the map.
No, I mean Orange County was amazing. I remember touring in '88, touring the whole country, and I came back to New York, and my aunt's like, hey Sam, like you just toured the whole country, like, what was your favorite place? And I was just like, Huntington Beach, Orange County. She's like, what? But there was such a crew there. There was such, there was Mother's, which was like a soup,
Still there.
Whole Foods didn't exist, so it's a massive supermarket of all vegetarian health food stuff. Totally. Great restaurant.
Yeah.
The staff was cool. I think Purcell like dated one of the waitresses, and like we were all just like hanging out. It was a real community, and then all those Sloth Crew kids that were in all those bands, and
damn,
yeah, it was a really cool scene.
So at that young age, did you realize that you wanted to do music for a career?
I felt it just, again, it was like real spontaneous, like, and I was so young that it just kind of, this is what I did, and I didn't think about it. But as far as the career thing, I remember like when it got tricky, when a lot of my friends started going to college, and you kind of hit that point where like, all right, maybe, what am I going to do, kind of thing. Like, I can't really do this. And so I went to the New School, which was over by me. They had a jazz program, which was fun because I wasn't a real trained musician, and so it was nice to kind of just study a little bit and do like some basic ear training and this and that, and learn a lot about jazz. The teachers there were the real deal. I mean, not like Reggie Workman, who played bass with John Coltrane, was one of my teachers, and I would go to Chico Hamilton's house, and like some real badass dudes. That was fun. But then we started doing this band Civ, and while I was in college, and I was like also working construction with like Charlie from Civ and some friends of mine, and just kind of like, thinking that I was going to do college. But we also had this band developing very quickly.
What year was Civ again?
The record came out, I think, in 95.
Damn, okay.
So this was probably like 90, 93, 94.
Yeah.
And then that just happened really quick. And I think I hit a point after 2 years of the New School where I was just like, I'd rather be in a band, man, and like tour. Like this was happening. We got signed to Atlantic Records, and we made a video, and we had like a buzz clip.
It's crazy.
And so that, the thing for me when I look back is that it's important for things to, like, I don't want to just keep doing the same thing. So it's important for things to kind of evolve or just change or take little turns. And what was cool about Civ was like, it's the same friends. It's hardcore basically. Yeah. But it's on, now you have like this kind of larger machine sort of, giving you support. Now, like you're in a tour bus and you're touring a lot more, and we were going to Japan and we were going to Australia. We were just doing different shit. And like, I credit like probably The Offspring and Green Day and Blink and all these bands for breaking that shit wide open.
100%.
So, but it was fun. So that was a whole different chapter. Like now we're just doing weird shit, Warped Tours, and we opened for Kiss at the Garden.
That's right.
Holy just shit. Like, which for me, being a Kiss fan and growing up in the city, like that was a dream come true for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you played in all those other bands too, and those bands did really well and were successful and inspired a lot of people. But then you get in Civ, and you make this record with your friends. You know what? There's no expectations, right? And then like, I remember the Buzzworthy video on MTV. It was crazy, dude.
It was cool, and that just happened. Again, that was supposed to just be a project. We were going to do a series of 7 inches, like very just like, kind of just like riffing off some of the stuff that came out of England. Of just like, let's just do singles, and have fun with the artwork. But then Can't We Make More happen, and it just all took off quickly. We wrote an album and then toured and did it again, and it was a cool chapter for sure.
It was really insane, man. Like just watching that everything about. I maybe played a couple of the first Civ shows with you guys. And
we had a great tour that with you and Sick of It All, dude, in Europe was like long as fuck, but awesome.
Crazy tour, man.
We were in a sketchy ass bus. I mean, like not to cry about a bus, but it was a sketchy ass bus.
It was, man.
And there was probably 17 of us in there or something.
Yeah, I got a lot of crazy pictures from that, like us like pillow fights and there's a story from that I asked you about because I talked to Pete about it and I was trying to make sure it was true. Do you remember we went in the gymnasium and shit got kind of crazy and I took my clothes off and I put shit on myself and I was chasing anybody around the gymnasium? Cause
I feel like that happened a few times.
Pete said I think it was chasing you guys, you and Charlie or something. It was just wild shit, man.
I remember there was the Manchester Mafia bootlegging brawl that kind of happened.
Crazy.
Dude. That was kind of sketchy, and then Smokey. I think we stopped at some like Chinese restaurant in Spain, and Smokey stole some bottle of some kind of liquor that had a lizard in it. Drank that. Eventually ate the lizard at some point. Shit like that. Yeah,
it was a really fun tour. Then like
lizard eating.
We had no phones back then, so you would go into the offices and like use their phone and call home and stuff, and like.
One of those tours, I think it might have been Youth Today back in '89 in Europe, and I think it was Jordan that gave me like a fake calling number, because that was sort of the thing to do back then. It was like a military number, possibly. Yeah. Maybe like MCI was the company.
MCI, right? For sure, yeah.
And it was cool and it worked. I'll call my mom and I would, check my like tape recorder voice machine and shit and see who called me and this and that. And then I came home from tour and like about a month later, I got a call like, "Hi, this is Special Ops from MCI. we saw a lot of phone calls to this number, and we feel like basically like kind of busting me. And then I was like, oh shit. And then I told my mom, I was like, look, there's someone might call you from MCI.
Oh, wow.
But
you remember the phone dialers from Radio Shack? You could make them sound like quarters?
I never did that, but I remember people doing that.
That was crazy,
Yeah.
man. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
So backtracking a little bit, obviously like Youth of Today, No More video, and everything you guys were singing about back then. I feel like everything's come full circle with the whole planet, how everything's changing now.
Yeah.
You guys were onto some shit back then that nobody was singing about. And I credit you guys and a couple other bands for spreading that message. No other band's done it. KRS One had My Philosophy in '88.
Mm-hmm.
But with the No More video, it was such a powerful thing to do back then.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. It's just like my KRS. I feel like KRS, for every awesome thing he said, though, he would also just say some kind of other like contradicting thing.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
But I love KRS.
My Philosophy was the shit, though.
It was great.
Like, yeah.
For sure. The No More video was cool. But I mean, Capo really, I think he's a pretty special, one of the best.
I agree.
And even we still play and he says shit on stage still that gives me chills, and I'm back there and like he's just really inspiring. Like,
yeah.
He's teaching yoga now and he's taking groups to India and he's doing all sorts of cool shit. But back then, maybe I didn't realize it as much until stepping away from it. But I mean, well, before I joined Youth Today, they were my favorite band. So the fact that I got into the band was amazing.
Okay.
And he's like a fucking lightning bolt, like just insane lyrics and
everything, man.
And great. So I think, just even that record, When It's Alone, like some of the subjects there were, he's talking about like what goes around, comes around. It's like about one night stands and
yeah, that's right.
Casual sex. And then, just topics that people weren't really, or slow down, just about like slowing your life down, fucking taking it easy, Yeah. But those weren't topics that like other people were singing about. Like all the, everything else was, I think, still just like, fuck drugs, stay positive and unity.
But about like, racism too on that record too.
Yeah, Keep It Up, I think, was about him. But then No More was a vegetarian, anthem. And he had this idea for this video. And the best, it's great that it never came out because it was so incredibly cheesy, but there was this movie, like a skit that he had written out that we actually did and filmed, and it's somewhere, hopefully nowhere. But it was great. It was Tom Boiling Point, like about to eat a hamburger. And then I think like Walter kind of grabs his arm, grabs his shoulder. And then like Purcell's like, what's wrong with that kid over there? Like, how's he eating meat? And Capo's like, it's his lust. It's his passion. It's amazing.
Holy shit.
But, I think it's like the thing about, when I think about Ray Capo and Youth of Today and like even Shelter and Better Than 1,000 and like It's His Lust, It's His Passion video and all the shit that he's done, and like he's done his spoken word thing and his books and all stuff, is that he's just like, he's into, the message for sure, but he's also got like a sort of entertainer kind of theater type thing about him.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I always thought like those songs, like specifically like on Run and Salone, are almost like show tunes. Like it could be a sick Broadway fucking thing. Youth Today on Broadway. Like Time Will Remember, like Time Will Remember.
Yeah.
It's all very show tuney.
He had Tony Robbins vibe too, like super smart. But then like obviously I was talking to Priscilla about it too, is like then you guys then Judge, and Judge is more like a darker, like I was saying, people call that the Age of Quarrel, bringing it down of straight edge, and like just darker and tougher metaler vibe to it, like
I think we were trying to be, we were into Leeway, we were into the Cro-Mags, we were into some of that crossover stuff, like I think Suicidal Tendencies, with Join the Army and all that, of just great like album. Let's kind of do some shit like that, trying to be, and obviously some Metallica and Slayer and stuff, but like just trying to kind of be heavy. And then Mike was pissed, and Mike wanted to kind of go one step further than Youth Today and really just kind of put in people's faces. So
I think Earth Crisis came after that, like the next step.
Yeah.
As far as like straight edge hardcore.
Yeah, I was thinking, talking about the other day too, like I credit a lot of it to also, or some of it to Tom Soares and Normandy Sound, where we recorded it. And he recorded a lot of those bands, and he just made that shit sound so big. We were heavy and we were pissed, but like he just, there's the production on that record, I think, kind of stepped it up and made it a little more timeless,
Yeah, and Priscilla was saying like at that time the scene was kind of like around 89, 9, he was getting violent, people pulling guns at shows and knives. It was like a crazy vibe. And then like Judge goes on tour, then there's violence happening at those shows because it was like a harder, and like different kinds of walks, different kinds of like skinheads were coming out to see you guys, and just a different vibe, right? Like,
you know, I think you put that stuff in motion, and there's all kinds of people out there that are going to take it different ways. And there were some kids that took it really literal, and like we're just like, okay, let's like beat up a fucking non-straight edge dude, or let's blow up a McDonald's, or let's like, you know, do this or that. And so I think that kind of took.
Same with straight edge and Minor Threat, same thing. Yeah.
I think that kind of took Mike by surprise a little bit, and but it was a cool band. It was fun, and again, like going back to what I was saying before about just evolving, and it's, you know, I loved, you know, just fucking thrash or like just the vibe of like Side by Side and Youth of Today, but then to be able to try, you know, I had a double bass drum pedal, you know, or to try and, or I had a China Crash, or I had like a splash cymbal, like just to try, or a 10-inch rack tom, and like try and embrace, just do different shit, you know, a little bit, which was, it was fun.
And then Sid was still hardcore, but it had melodies and shit, more pop appeal. And
totally.
It was different playing that style, but still like lyrically. And I mean, I feel like that record, Set Your Goals, is almost a record after Start Today. You know, personally. Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously, Walter wrote it and produced it and stuff. And
it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But like the Youth Crew shit too. I was talking to what Prezell was mentioning about just the whole look and everything. Like everybody's wearing boots and braces and spikes and chains and mohawks and shit. And you guys had the same mentality of like you love punk rock and hardcore, but you guys were rocking Varsities and Vans and haircuts and tight, like the whole style was just, it was amazing. I thought that was punk. So I thought that was punk. Like he was saying, like to walk into CBGB's wearing a varsity jacket and not a leather jacket, like that's super punk to me.
I think there's also, I mean, again, I was a little bit younger, but you know, Capo, Richie, Ray Bees, those dudes were also working at nightclubs on the East Village. You know, there was like an element of, and you know, hip hop was coming out at the time, BDP, Public Enemy, EPMD, you know, all that stuff. Like, so that, those worlds kind of were out there. And you know, Capo was like, we sort of joked with him a little bit, but he was a real fashion dude. Like he would just, I mean, whether some of it worked, some of it didn't, he would wear like biker pants and, you know, just, but you know, he was into sneakers and like, and Dylan was into, you know, had like Troops and just like,
that's right.
All the shit, like, you know, it probably came from hip hop and it came from just what was going on at the time
especially in New York,
in New York and the East Village and stuff. So, it just like happened, but it's funny now when you see like, you know, Champion's big and Supreme and like the drops and like long sleeve t-shirts and like, you know, like what's like in vogue.
Camo pants, all that shit.
And it's like, and fanny packs.
Yeah, that's
which we used to rock and could then make fun of each other for them. But they're like, they're back, you know?
I don't know, my son's like, I only get a Champion sweatshirt, man. You like Champion? I'm like, are you serious, man? When they came out back then, it was so thick and they were like, like Marcel said, you could wear like just 2 Champion hoodies in the winter, you'd be fine.
Yeah, we would go to Bing. We'd play, anytime we played Buffalo, we'd go to the Champion outlet in Binghamton, New York. Yeah. And just we were so psyched. So, the people, when you guys came out, obviously Youth of Today, because Minor Threat had been gone for such a long time, and you guys came out and the straight edge thing, there was some backlash for sure back then. And that was pre-internet too, so people kind of bugging out, like this all these straight edge guys, or you know, I think Capo took the brunt of it, and certain guys took the brunt of it, and I think for me being younger, I was able to kind of slide a little bit. Yeah. But you know, I mean, Ray is gay, or you know, all like, I mean, he definitely took the brunt of it for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, people like as an adult now looking at like things that are fucking hot topics or in your face or challenge your thought process or push you out of your comfort zone. You know, some people are going to like react negatively to that. And so, there's a band called Negative Youth. I remember they had a demo of songs. Like, it was actually pretty good. I remember like kind of liking it. I got it from some records, but,
Crucial Youth.
Yeah. And like, what was it? Oh, Gay Rilla Biscuits.
Oh yeah.
You know, but it's just like, that's sort of shows how we were hitting a nerve.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like we were just totally in your face and saying some different shit that was fucking with people's, I don't know. Yeah. Their comfort zone or something.
Then you guys had Richie with you too. Richie was a badass too. Richie was like a...
Yeah, well, I was in like sort of the softer version of YOT. Okay. I mean, the version before me, the Break Down the Walls, you had Mike, Richie.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Craig was in there too for a minute.
You had Craig. But yeah, there was Walter, Mike, Richie, and Purcell and Ray. But then they, when you lost Mike and you lost Richie, it kind of, we had to kind of check our fight, our tough guy vibe a little bit.
But then Judge came out, and I'm sure Mike was like, nobody's gonna fuck my friend. And then I mean, like it was like, I'm like the protector of this. Like I'm like we're not all this way with it. You know, it could be. I don't know.
But really, we were into like, you know, we weren't into violence too. So you know, when we would tour Europe and fights would break out and Cap would stop the set, you know, talk to these, you know, whoever it was and try and figure it out.
Yeah.
Like real, you know, it's there's a lot of tough guy shit in hardcore and punk and everything and hip hop and all sorts of scenes. And like some people glorify it and this and that, but like the reality is that we did not. That wasn't our thing. Like I wasn't a fighter. You know, like man. And a lot of those dudes weren't. You know.
Yeah, it's crazy because you get caught up in the New York scene. There's so many people around you that are like that.
Right.
And shit, like going to clubs. I remember seeing club sheets and pillows and all that stuff. We used to go to hip hop clubs.
Totally.
Like hip hop was a huge part of our lives back then. Especially being in New York at that time was like prime time living there, man.
Yep.
The best hardcore, the best hip hop.
It was insane. I mean, looking back, like it was just, you know, to be able to see, so like Ultramagnetic MCs and you know, Poor Righteous Teachers and going to some of those clubs and seeing
De La, Brand Nubian, all that, Black Moon.
Yeah, it was, you know, it was a special time for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of like, you know, as far as music, like kind of made me who I am. You know, my dad exposed me to jazz and to, you know, some Brazilian music and I listened to hip hop and funk and reggae. And, you know, after I left, or after Grill Biscuits broke up in 91, a friend of mine, I'm actually going to his wedding tonight, this dude, Fabian. He had a band called 32 Tribes, which was with these kids from Eunice, which was like the United Nations school. Okay. And so they were like the real deal. Like the bass player was from Jamaica. The singer was from Sierra Leone. The guitar player was from Ghana. The guitar player was from Pakistan. And like, so I joined this band. I was like, cool, let's do it. It's reggae. And we would play Nels and we'd play like colleges. And so that was fun. And, you know, I mean, of course I love hardcore and the message. Yeah. But I also am a musician. Like I dig playing music. And,
you've always been like that.
Yeah.
Were you burnt on the hardcore thing too after?
I think around 91, it was just like, it just wasn't, you know, we had I don't know, for me, like it was a strong run of many years of doing it. And like, it just wasn't, you know, it lost some magic, you know, a little bit. I think obviously like, to me, when I look back at like the best time, it's probably around that 87 Together 7-inch, you know, or The Way It Is compilation when they were doing shows, The Pyramid on Saturday, CB's on Sunday. Yeah,
Anthrax, all that shit.
Anthrax, Rabies was trying to organize like a softball game. You had Some Records on 6th Street. Yeah. And it was really diverse. And so you look at like a comp that has Nausea, YDL, Warzone, Side by Side, Youth of Today. That's the shit.
Yeah, that's
true. You know, that eclectic kind of like camaraderie is awesome. And you know, it was cool later when you can see youth crew, straight edge bands around the world, but like it just kind of lost something. Like, you know, it's nice to see some Mohawks every once in a while.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
But you were part of something super special that like affected my life, affected a lot of people's lives. So I'm sure back then you're just doing it with your friends, making this music. You don't think like, we're going to change the world and fucking, but it's crazy the stuff that you guys were singing about that's actually happening now, you know, it's with the planet and stuff. It's incredible, man. Like, it's crazy, like to even not like it was something you guys were passionate about at that moment back then, but how it just seeing the world change now. It's like, man, these guys were singing about that fucking 30 years ago. It's pretty amazing.
Yep, for sure.
So 32 Tribes, you played in that for how long?
32 Tribes was like 2 years, like around that. It was an interesting time. That was like, you know, kind of stepping, I guess, away from hardcore for a minute and doing 32 Tribes and then going to the new school in college and then started to playing Civ. Yeah. What
were you doing in college? What were you studying? Music?
Just music, jazz with these dudes and
awesome.
You know, kind of, what the fuck was going on those years? It was interesting times.
Because you weren't doing the hardcore. Yeah, then you came back for Civ, which was there a moment in Civ like, holy shit, we're going to be fucking massive and this is going to be like a career? Do you think, like when you started blowing up? I mean, the buzzword of the video was enough to be like, holy shit.
It was exciting for sure. Like when the Buzz Clip thing was happening and just, you know, again, like all around the energy of, you know, with the Offspring selling shitloads of records and Green Day and all these bands. And then like, you know, having like a manager, you know, like having dudes around you and like this whole new thing. Like, you know, it's, I mean, and you know, we made that second record and I think we were really, we were kind of going for it. Like we were feeling, you know, we had toured with No Doubt for 3 weeks and we were kind of like writing, you know, more pop tunes and, so I don't know. I don't think we ever really, I like to think that we were grounded throughout all that shit. I mean, it's, you know, you get excited about it, but it's not, you know, what comes up, goes up, comes down kind of thing.
It's crazy you say that because Purcell was saying how after Shelter blew up on the Mantra record and they came back from South America, they had a hit song and they had Bodyguards. Adam was in the band then, like MTV. Then they came back and they did a tour with No Doubt too. And then they're like, we're going to do, and then Beyond This Planet, they're like, we're going to write any kind of song that we can hit. We're going to make a hit with this record. Like a ska song, like a rap song.
That energy was definitely there. I mean, in retrospect, like I wish we went back to Don Furious and made a fucking, you know, I mean, I love that record we made too.
Yeah.
The 13 Day Getaway. But yes, that energy was there for sure because you had
You get a taste of it.
Just the climate, yeah.
Yeah,
it was
man.
punk pop or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and all these bands
Yeah.
were, you know, on majors, and you had, you know, we had a producer.
Yeah, Details magazine, all this shit.
Yeah.
Like late night TV shows.
Yeah. But it was cool. It was a cool experience, and then I think after that we started doing. Oh yeah, we started doing rival schools.
That's right.
Yeah.
With Walter. Yeah, that was great. I
Mhm.
mean, how many records did you do with them?
We did like 2 albums and one sort of unreleased album called Found.
Yeah.
But that was also right when I did Glassjaw too. It was 1999. I remember because I met my wife, and we met. It was all happening at the same time, and I kind of had to sort of like decide like if I was going to do Glassjaw or Rival Schools because both records came out around the same time.
Was Glassjaw big then too?
No, not at all. And they
It's a great band too, though.
It was that was a really cool experience because like I'd always been with my dudes, my crew.
Yeah.
You know, from Civ was an extension of you know, GB and Youth Today and all that stuff.
And Rival Schools, Walt. Yeah.
And Rival Schools was sort of similar dudes as well, but Glassjaw was this whole like left turn. Mike Gitter, Ross Robinson was producing this record for Glassjaw, and
Ross Robinson, yeah, man,
and the drummer wasn't working out for whatever reason, and Mike Gitter, because Ross had a label through Roadrunner, said, "Hey, I got this dude Sammy, like check him out." Blah blah. Next thing you know, I go in there, we're starting to do pre-production. These dudes were all like 19, and now I was the older one in the band because I was always the baby,
youngest kid,
and now I'm like Father Time coming in at like 25 or something.
Wow.
But these dudes were all bummed because I just replaced their friend naturally. You know?
Yeah.
But every day we go in, just work on a song. 12 days later, we had 12 songs. Went out to California to this studio called Indigo Ranch, which is like in Topanga Canyon. It's like a 60-acre ranch, fucking like almond trees, avocado trees. And we go to record, and the manager's like, "Hey, my roommate's, she's going to come over with her friend, and some other people come around, like a barbecue." And in walks this woman who's later becomes my wife.
Holy shit.
So she and I like hit it off.
That's got goosebumps. That's cool.
Totally, man. It's
cool.
It's a goosebump type record, man. Like we so Sue, my wife, stayed for like 2 weeks. We just hit it off. It was great. She went back to New York, she came back out again. And I'm out there playing drums, getting paid as a session dude to do it.
On a ranch and shit, Ross Robertson.
And Ross, yeah, totally.
He was an interesting dude, right?
He's totally wild. Like he would just be in the room with you, a very like hands-on approach, like throwing rolls of duct tape at you. And
that was your first experience with like a major producer, because obviously Don Fury.
Well, no, I mean Civ had Steve Thompson.
Okay.
Michael Barbieri, those dudes who like that experience. But Ross was my first experience with like a fucking maniac producer in a great way. I mean, we recorded all to tape. He took a razor blade out, started slicing on my drum tracks, like next thing you know, tapes on the floor. And I remember like going. And we'd come down to do vocals, and he'd invite all of us in the room. So now, like, there's a bunch of us and my wife and a bunch of people hanging out. And, like, Daryl's about to do these vocals for some song. And, Ross was just really, like, in your face. Like, it's like, what's this song about? Daryl's like, oh, it's about my girlfriend. She broke up with me and I was really bummed out. He's like, no, he's like, what's this song about, man? And, like, just pushing him. Wouldn't let him go. Yeah. And he's like, I had, Crohn's disease. I'm in the hospital. I'm bleeding out my ass. My fucking girlfriend's, like, cheating on me with one of my best friends. And he just like, all right, hits record. And the kid fucking lets out. And it's a pretty cool record.
Disease, I remember that.
Yeah.
Fuck. Damn.
But
and what was that record called? The Glassjaw one.
Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Silence.
And that did really well, right? Is it the first one?
It did, yeah. I mean, it's. I think the second one was like a little more polished, but
the second one too?
I didn't play on that one, no.
Oh, okay.
But so don't listen to that one. Listen to the first one. But the first one's really cool. And
did those kids come from the core?
They did. So which was interesting is it sort of, for me, it opened up this whole other younger Long Island scene. So
totally.
I played in the Movie Life for a tour.
Oh shit, I know that.
Through that.
Great
and then
band.
I played in Head Automatica through that, and I did Nightmare of You, which was Brandon from the Movie Life. So like for me, it opened up this whole new younger crew.
Long Island, right?
Long Island. And they were all hardcore kids.
Yeah. It was an interesting time. I remember all those bands. They were crushing it. Yeah.
Oh, totally.
I love Movie Life. Shout out to Vinny, man. A great band, dude.
He's great. So yeah, just to plug some shit, right? That's what it's all about. Is I have a new band with Vinny coming out.
Oh shit.
Hopefully in a few months, like maybe like an early summer.
Oh wow.
Situation. But it's
He's still in Long Island?
He's in Long Island. He's playing in the Movie Life, and he does a solo thing, and he's got another thing. He's active.
So you have something coming out with him?
Yeah, it's called Constant Elevation.
Constant Elevation. Yeah. Some Rakim shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm psyched. So it's just like an EP that he sang on, and it's gonna be cool.
So how long after that, Head Automatica and all that, how did the Limp Bizkit thing happen?
So that all comes back to Ross.
Okay.
So Ross was like, we stayed in touch with friends. Every time he'd come to New York, we'd hang out. And he produced, like, me and Beck from Glassjaw did a weird song together that Ross produced with Steve Evans. But anyway, I was out in California. My wife's old roommate, the manager dude, was managing a band called A Static Lullaby.
I heard that name, yeah.
And they were like kind of that screamo sort of world.
Yeah.
And they needed a drummer for a record, so I came out to California to do it like as a session thing.
Yeah.
I think it was Lou Giordano was the producer.
Okay.
And, that kind of vibe. Cool record, really weird, like screamo kind of shit. But I listened to it recently, like it's actually pretty interesting. Anyway, I was out in California. Russ was like, "Yo," he's like, "What do you think about the LB?" And I was like, "What's the LB?" He's like, "Limp Bizkit." I was like, like, and what's interesting about yeah, totally, man. But like life throws some weird shit at you, like you never know. And again, like I'm down for the experience, because you don't know what the fuck's gonna come of it. And like I've, as long as people are cool and nice, like I'm down to kind of go down that road a little bit. So we kind of tried out with him, and he's great. I love Fred. He's just like,
what year was that?
That's a good question.
2000?
Yeah, let's call it like 2000. I have no idea. 2005.
Okay. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Went up to the site in Northern California where Pearl Jam recorded 10, like fucking dope studio, Limp Bizkit kind of funds. Had a chef. Had like 2 drum sets set up. Any kind of drum I wanted.
Next level from the last.
It was a lot of fun, and we started. We wrote a song a day, and the music was really banging. And then, it kind of got a little hectic. The old drummer came back. The old drummer left. Then Fred had to film like a movie in Europe and did vocals there. And then had a different producer for a minute. And it just kind of got all crazy. Anyway, it turned into this EP called The Unquestionable Truth Part 1.
Okay, I think I remember that.
I don't think Part 2 or 3 ever came out, but Part 1 is out there.
Yeah.
Check it out, folks.
Holy shit.
And but that was a wild experience. I mean, one day I was like, I remember he grabbed me. He's like, "Yo, welcome to the LB, brother." And I was in the band.
Really?
And that was sick. But I think the next day I was out. And I might have been in and then out again. But, those guys had a lot going on. They have they had it's family with John and those dudes. And
it's crazy because people would know about Fred. Like, I'm going to have him on the pod for sure. But he has exploited tattoo. Like, he knows about everything. Like, totally. About hardcore. He knows about all that shit.
We were talking about Seaweed a lot. And he's impressive, man. Like, he was in the film, getting into film. And, and just the fact that he like signed Puddle of Mud, and then
I didn't know that.
The success of Limp Bizkit and like Stained. You know what I mean? Like when you're doing music, just to get a fucking bass hit, or a double, like that dude was just crushing it.
You're
like,
right, he was,
which is not easy shit to do.
Super chill.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think him and Wes and I hit it off, and all those dudes are really cool.
I think he's the one like rock star person that people got the wrong idea about, because whatever it was back then, or maybe his videos, or I don't know, but he's like so, like I met him, like I've known him for a couple of years now, just through tall, and like so nice and sweet and humble.
Yes.
Was at my house, gave my son a bunch of like pads for his room. Was at my house for Christmas. Just like, it's a sweet dude, man.
He's a good dude for sure. Dude.
But you put these people up there, and you think you're one way, and then you actually get to work with them, meet them, they're totally different.
I think of the time when they came out with the Nookie, it was like so in your face, like
dude,
it just forced you to take a position. Like you're either going to be a fan or you're going to, not.
It was in your face every day.
And so all the time. So, but
the Method Man video was crazy when they did that back then.
Yeah, no, they went for it, man. Like I think it's interesting. Even just watching that Queen documentary the other night, Bohemian Rhapsody, it's like he's like, we're gonna write a disco song, Another One Bites the Dust. We're gonna write a fucking like an anthem, and just like that, being able to flip it. I think kind of like. I love hardcore. It's fucking the shit.
Me too.
It's amazing.
I know exactly what you're
but
saying.
it puts you in a place where like it's really hard to take chances,
100%.
to take risks, because people immediately want to just fucking shoot it down.
100%.
So it's like it's not really a forum to be like, I'm gonna write a ballad. I'm gonna write a fucking hip hop song. I'm gonna do spoken word. I'm gonna do this or that.
So you have to get out of those bands to do something like how Richie went from Underdog into another,
right?
Then went to Civ. Even though you're the same people, I 100% agree. Like when we went to MCA and our record was more, we had Matt Wallace and we did it at Rumbo Studios. It was more polished. Obviously, I have regrets for that record because I talked about that already. But besides that, like you try to take chances and do something different, because people think like you're in a hardcore band, like. You listen to demos in your car when you're driving kids to school. You listen to hardcore. They always hit me up all the time. What's the scene like now? What's your favorite band? Like, I'm 48 years old. I lived all that. I'm always gonna be a hardcore kid, but I fucking listen to Coldplay. I listen to other shit. Like
I remember talking to some kid, I think from Germany, when Can't Wait a Minute More came out. We got a lot of heat from that. And he was just like, He's like, I like the EP. The Et tu Brut is very good, but the other song is so sellout.
Yeah.
You know, just like, all
That's
right.
a perfect like European review.
Like shit. All right.
They're so honest and blunt with you, but it's like, fuck, yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's like, but honestly, I mean, what I want for all my friends, and I've seen we've all had taste it. We all actually done music for a long time. Is like, you want your friends to succeed. You want your friends to sell records and do good. It's I understand like hardcore kids only want you for themselves, and the minute like more than 10 people in the basement don't like you, then you're not cool anymore. Like you're a sellout.
Yeah, but it's cool. I think the people that took the chances or take chances in life, you look at Zach with Rage.
Dude.
You know, that was
crazy.
Kind of a risky thing. You're going to do like this hip hop. You're rapping now. Like, what do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But obviously it worked. And, you know,
my God,
yeah, man, to another's a great point. Really cool shit. And I think Quicksand.
Civ. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man, how that all worked out for everybody and how like shit when Quicksand came out, that was a whole other thing, man. It was crazy, man.
Another weird one, which came from Ross, and which is definitely just like taking another left turn.
Okay.
But was
this podcast we just talk. It's
but
awesome.
we called me with Tech Nine. He said, "Hey, do you want to do a Tech Nine record?"
Shit.
And Wes Borland played on that.
That's not your Wikipedia page.
Yeah, there you go. Gotta get let's fix that. But that was just like a hired gun session thing. But it was really, you got to check out the song called "The Hiccup."
Okay.
By Tech Nine off the Ross Robinson Therapy Sessions.
Okay.
Very odd.
I was working with him. That dude's super smart, dude.
Yeah, he was really smart, and it kind of reminded me of hardcore when I was talking to him and his manager about their label, and they have like a building in, I don't know where they live, like Kansas or something. They have a building, and they make their own merch out of this building.
I heard about that. Super
and
DIY.
They sign other bands to their label, and then when they go on tour, they take the other bands out that are on the label. Then if you open the CD, like each little folder page showcases the other bands. It reminds me a lot of like what we were doing at Rev.
Yeah.
And, you know, taking all of our bands out and just sort of sticking together and doing it. So it was, he was an interesting guy.
That's super punk DIY style.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Insane Clown Posse. I heard they make their own merch, their own label, take their own bands out.
Yep.
It's crazy.
He had a Jason mask and then like some sort of lady friend that he met in Las Vegas with him, and it was pretty psychedelic.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He's super political too.
Yeah.
And super smart, but it's like he's not a dude on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a dude on television, but he's like completely successful.
Is he respected in like the hip hop community?
100%.
Yeah, that's amazing.
100%.
He can rap. He's good.
Yeah,
for sure.
people love him. Any other hip hop stuff you worked on?
It's funny. I have a weird memory, and I don't know if it happened or not. I was just thinking about this the other day, that me and the bass player for 32 Tribes played on a PM Dawn song.
No way.
It might be true. It might not be. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there.
I would believe that actually.
I'm just putting that out there. I think that might have happened.
I can see you playing break beats and all kinds of hip hop shit too.
Yeah.
Because you always loved hip hop.
Yeah.
We always loved hip hop.
Totally.
Even back then, like it was just around you so much, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you never went in a hip hop group.
I should.
You might do it now.
Tech Nine was my hip hop group.
Yeah.
Listen to Hiccup, dude. That's my hip hop song.
But I can see you playing like with shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. Like Daryl from the Bad Brains, he was playing with Mos Def and shit. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I feel like those opportunities aren't around as much, or maybe they are. Just things are so programmed right now. You know,
I know.
But maybe not. I feel like R&B is sort of making a comeback. But hip hop,
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever did any other hip hop. No, I don't think so.
So when did you become a dad?
9 years ago. So
Okay.
yeah,
It's amazing becoming a dad.
it's pretty crazy.
Puts life in a whole new perspective. Everything, you know.
Yep. Yeah, my daughter's super cool. We moved out to LA 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, she, you know, I took a job because I was sort of just like part panic, part just like.
Oh yeah, that's my question. Let's go back. Were you not working? Were you like in it? Would you work for your own family business?
No. So like I mean, I had many of like jobs. Like worked at Lucky Strike as a busboy for a minute. Worked at Dean DeLuca for a minute. Worked construction for a bit for this like. That was actually really fun. Like we used to just break down the walls. We used to like,
no pun intended.
You know, get a Sawzall and a dust mask and some goggles and just get into it. But, you know, lots of different jobs. And then when I started playing like in the Civ sort of high school or post high school, like college stuff, I started just random hustles. Like my wife introduced me to a guy, Tommy Hilfiger. I DJ'd at some of their parties. They loved it. Next thing you know, like
just a guy named Tommy Hilfiger. Yeah.
A guy from Tommy.
Okay.
He grew up with Tommy, but I ended up like curating all the music for their stores and doing a lot of their events and doing some music for fashion shows. And then like Ian Love and I started scoring some shit for commercials. My brother-in-law has a production company and started throwing me some work to a scoring, like writing jingles.
Oh shit.
So just like various hustles, but a really old friend of mine was in LA and he worked for an ad agency that did a music program and was just like, hey, if you move to LA, we'll hire you. And so I was like, cool, let's do that. thinking it would just be for 2 years, and
Yeah.
we just actually like left a bunch of shit in storage in New York and moved out to LA, and then somehow I've been out here for like 7 years.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
did you ever have a plan B? Were you ever worried about the future?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still worried about the future.
Yeah, me too.
You know, like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. You got to trust yourself at a certain point, and like, there's a hustle element I think that I just have instilled in me from like just being a fucking musician, and like you just have to, like, you have to be, you know, we had a record label for a while to go back.
That's right.
Walter and Matt Pincus and our boy Craig.
What was it called again?
It was called Some Records.
Yeah.
Yep. And we put out we did a Hot Water Music record, No Division, and we
Sick.
did Airtype 11 and the band called The Exit. We did Earl Greyhound. This guy Eric Mingus is Charles Mingus' son. It's funny.
Oh,
Walter
wow.
and I joke about this label because we started this label and we wanted to just, you know, throw some curveballs and do some like kind of step away from traditional hardcore and that kind of scene and do some out there shit. So so we did Eric Mingus and and 6 Going on 7 and some of this stuff, but we passed on Take It Back Sunday. We passed on Thursday. We passed on Glassjaw. We passed on Grade. We passed on like all these bands.
Serious? Holy shit!
Yeah, because they just, you know, they were coming from hardcore, and we were just like, I think we were just in a different mindset.
Damn, that's crazy.
I know, it's crazy.
Holy shit, man! Those are all big bands too.
I know. You never know. I mean, that's why I'm not an A&R guy, I guess now.
And then Walter was like signed to like that label for Island for so long.
Yeah,
was Some through Island?
We were independent. We were through Caroline.
Oh, okay.
You know, but we definitely, it was, you know, we had some relationships there that those guys helped us out and stuff, and it was cool. It was a fun like chapter. So
yeah, I think Robosco's got a great response. Robosco's came out.
Yeah, we did an EP on Some with Jonah from One Line Drawing. But then, when Rival Schools as a band, like that did well. We did well in the UK. We had like 2 songs, Good Things and Used for Glue, that charted in the UK.
Oh, shit.
And so we would go over there a lot. And, you know, the cool thing about the UK, it's like a little bit easier, at least at the time. You know, there's like the BBC is the radio station.
Yeah.
There's maybe like 2 magazines. You could go there and play 5 shows and you've basically, you know, covered the major markets.
Yeah.
So it was nice to just go over there and, we had that success. And
damn, that's crazy. So that was after Civ, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And that was cool too, because again, it's nice. It was great being with Cash and Ian and Walter, and then also being able to, you know, play some ballads and play some like some weirder shit, you know, and just kind of like, you know, I think Rival Schools had a little bit more freedom. We weren't so kind of trapped in this sort of post-hardcore world where we were able to just like push it a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess Walter, you guys were like the ones who I don't want to say forefront, what the word's called, but like post-hardcore shit.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are part of that whole wave, like started that wave, you know, like it's pretty insane.
Yeah, but it's all, you know, it's a natural
progression.
Looking back, it's a natural progression.
Yeah.
Like you can't really, I mean, some people can play hardcore forever. It's cool. But like for us, it just sort of like, it just was like, we did this for we did Youth Today for, you know, 3 years. And we did, you know, Civ for 5 years.
Well, right now, thinking 3 years is not long, but back then it felt so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Youth Today was around longer than that, but at least for my experience was like 3 years. And then, you know, Civ was like 5 years. And, you know, even Rival Schools, like that first record, we did United by Fate, and we toured on it. And like, you know, as you know, like it takes time. You're writing the songs, you record it comes out. Now you're touring on it. It's been like fucking 3 years. And so we broke up. We took a little hiatus for 10 years. And then we came back and did Pedals.
Fuck.
But, you know, it's just, you get a little burnt out on things. And I think you just want to, you know, you want to keep moving. I know Walter did, and I think we all kind of did.
But you experienced like sleeping on floors, going in shitty vans, like barely surviving, to like tour buses, to like MTV Buzzworthy. It's crazy. You did all levels of music.
I think it's interesting to bring it back to hardcore is that, and I think all that shit's cool, but the stuff that really, you know, the reason why 30 years later, like I'm playing Youth Today show next week. Yeah. I'm playing a Judge show next week. Yeah. Because those bands really fucking connected. Yeah. You know,
100%.
To the point where like, you know, and the thing about like Civ's pop success is like you get those fans, but they're here today, they're gone tomorrow.
100%.
You know, and I think it's like the hardcore fans that stay with you throughout the whole thing. And again, that's why we just, you know, Judge just played in Medellin in Colombia, and we were in like last November we went to Bangkok, Manila, Singapore,
saw that,
Jakarta, and Tokyo.
It's crazy.
Like that was fucking nuts,
Yeah,
and
crazy flying too, right?
Oh yeah,
Shit's flying.
it was nuts.
Gnarly, man.
It was crazy.
I mean, all those shows are great, and just thinking about that gave me anxiety. But yeah, people think it's super easy to be in the band, but like what you just said is like gnarly early morning lobby calls, early flights, different country every day. The shows are great, but just when you get older, the traveling's just.
It's nice. I don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
So when I do it now, I
It's like a
really
vacation.
I'm like fuck it. I'm not gonna sleep for 5 days. Let's just rock. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's like a military mission.
Yeah.
And so let's fast forward to Judge coming back, which was nobody ever thought that was going to happen. I remember being at the Super Bowl the year before, and everybody's like, "Oh, Mike Judge is here." I remember I was in the balcony with somebody, and Mike Judge rolled up, and he was watching Gorilla Biscuits on stage that night.
Yep.
And then fast forward to, holy shit, Judge is back together after how many years?
Oh shit! I think I want to say we broke up in like 90 or something. So when was that?
Damn.
2015.
That's crazy.
So it was a minute.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was. I think it's something that we talked about, and I know that like Civ was working on it,
Yeah.
and it just sort of happened. I mean, it was a process for sure. Like we wanted to make it good, so we practiced a lot, and I just moved to California, so I was like flying back a lot for those rehearsals, and we were trying to get the lineup tight and just really making it the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there's this power from when bands disappear that you see with a lot of bands that have gotten back together, like they're just bigger than they were back then.
Like
and the scene got bigger.
all that, yeah.
Like back then, we wouldn't, a big show was 200 people. Like for Judge.
How many shows did Judge play? I think back then was it a lot, a couple years.
Not that much. I mean, when I compare stuff to like when Civ and Rival Schools were playing, like we were touring 6-7 months out of the year.
Yeah, grinding.
So Judge and Youth Today, like those bands were, I don't know, like 20 shows a year.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
So,
the Judge, that was just like. And had anybody talked to him in all those years?
He was really
off the grid, man.
Off the grid.
I respect that. That's pretty amazing, man.
Yeah, it's just he just kind of checked out. He was getting into his own shit, and so we did that. Me and my friend Seth did that movie on Mike.
It's great.
Which
so good with Trevor. Yeah.
Yeah, check that out. That's a cool one, and
it's really good. That's on Vice.
It's on Vice. It's on YouTube. Yeah. It's called, what is it called? There Will Be Quiet.
Yeah. That was incredible, man. Shout out to Trevor Simsler.
Shout out to Trevor.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
In-depth look at Mike's life and everything, because he's so private, know, and he's such a quiet, humble dude.
It's been cool playing with Judge because Mike checked out for all those years that we were doing, Quicksand and Civ and all these other bands. He kind of missed that. So when we got back together, we went over to Berlin, play SO36. Like he had never, I don't even know if he was on a plane ever. Like
I might agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and like he had never been to Europe, so it was all just like new experiences. I mean, I'd played SO36 a bunch, but he had like never been there, and it's so cool just to watch him. Yeah. And to see him experience this shit, and he loves it. And
it's like taking this guy from time travel to like the last show you guys played to maybe 200 kids.
Yep.
And putting him in Berlin like 1,000 kids or something. It's like, it's crazy, man.
No, he loved it because he missed all that, and he's a trip. It's great. I love It's a wild line. It's cool playing with Matt Pincus.
And I remember he bugged out like when I forgot who was playing that show. Maybe Breakdown or something was like, aren't those guys supposed to be headlining? Like he was kind of bugging. I remember that show sold out super fast.
Right.
Then they had a second show, and he's like, "Holy shit!" Like
no, that was a special weekend. Dude. I feel like when I meet kids who are like there specifically a Saturday, they're like, I saw you guys at BB like what night? Like Saturday. It's like that was fucking
stuff he was saying before
special.
The songs and like. It was fucking, man. It was surreal, kind of like.
Yeah. No, it's really cool, man. It's we'll see, and we talk about maybe doing new music or I don't know, trying to figure that out. Yeah. But it's a fun thing.
Yeah, you guys are playing next week in Texas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, us and Gorilla Biscuits.
And Youth of Today's playing again.
Youth of Today's playing the night before in Austin, and then we're doing 3 shows in New York and Brooklyn.
Oh wow, that same weekend.
It's all like it's 5 days in a row.
Holy
5-day hardcore rock block. Brooklyn Bazaar, St. Vitus, and the Market Hotel on
So
Myrtle.
Youth of Today playing all those shows?
Except the Dallas one.
Wow, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about World Be Free, because I love World Be Free.
Yeah, man.
I was so proud of Scott and the way he pushed himself to sing differently. I love all the songs on there. It's got this energy and this GB vibe to me, and I just like, how did that come about? It
was, I think when I moved to LA, I feel like it was sort of like my LA like when you move, you go through changes and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just, I'd never played music with those dudes, and wanting to do a band. I wanted to do a hardcore band. I'm trying to think of how it really started. I know that like Scott and Joe had a Buffalo connection, and they were talking about doing something. And I'm not exactly sure like the very beginning, but something like that. And then I reached out to Arthur and unfortunately got him in on it.
That's right.
And but we just worked and we just wrote these tunes, and like we would meet every couple weeks and write like I'd come up with a song, or Joe would come up with a song, Andrew come up with a song, and like next we had a shitload of tunes. Recorded them down with Davey Warsop down at Hurley Studios. It's got like a nice like, Neve console down there.
Yeah.
And tracked him, and then Scott like never really sang in rehearsal, and he would kind of show up, and I always knew Scott, but never that well, and so I'm just getting to know him more and more. Yeah. And then he fucking crushed it with the vocals. Dude. Like I remember going with him a few days when he was, or every day when he was recording. Yeah. And he just fucking brought it. He did. And it worked. It stepped up.
Like
and I was like,
that Ian MacKay vibe to me on there too, man. Some of the vocals.
Yeah, I feel like we were kind of saying to ourselves like, yeah, like GB, and then but it kind of landed more Minor Threat. Yeah. Yeah.
Will there be another record with them?
I hope so. He got kind of injured when that record came out, so we didn't tour. And we did write a few songs. There's one that he really likes a lot, and we talk about it. And he's just in Terror World. He's super busy, as we all are. But he's like, nonstop. But he should. We should do a record. Yeah, it was really cool. It was like a fresher breath there. I didn't know what to expect. And the name's after a basketball player, right? Yeah, Robbie Free. Who was he from? Ball player, I think Cleveland. Okay, who figured that out? Like who came up with that? I did. I've always had that one in my back pocket. Like just a cool name. Just You've been in so many bands. Yeah, I'm just sitting on that one. Like we got to do a band called Robbie Free, dude. And then I think it works so. Oh, good. I also had the School of Rock kind of vibe. Like is that the show? From Saturday mornings? School of Rock, yeah. Yeah. The company? No. Right. Okay. School of Rock. So that was like, I was like, let's do something like that, like animated. Yeah. And then we got Andrew's boy, super nice. I'm spacing his name, but he's super cool. He did all the art. Yeah. Great. Dude. But the artwork is great. I remember that. I mean, it's the whole thing. It was really refreshing. It just sucks that we didn't get to play more. But we did a fun video. I had my my lion outfit in the video, which is cool. That's right. I've been a lion for the past 5 years. Like I always sucked at Halloween. I was always like a last minute, like, all right, let me just get this mask over here and let's place on Greenwich Avenue and, for like $1. And when I moved out here and I started working, like, I guess the team did a shoot one day and they had this like badass fucking lion outfit. And the producer, she's like, hey, do you want this? We're just gonna like throw it out. I was like, yeah, let me get it. It's a full piece lion suit. Sick. So for the past 5 years, I've been a lion, and in that Robbie Free video, I'm a lion. That's awesome. Yeah. What about do you feel like a lot of the values you got as a kid, being in hardcore and stuff, all that shit you keep in your everyday life as an adult, and like being a parent and a husband and shit? For sure. It's amazing. I drank a little too much wine last night, but aside from that, not all the values. Yeah. When did you stop being straight edge? Like, what years was it? I had a damn good run. I maybe rocked the X Watch for a while too, though. Yeah, I rocked it. OGs I sold it to Mike Dubin, mine, unfortunately. The original ones. Yeah. I don't know. I think I was like... Did it become something like you weren't feeling anymore? Or? It just, like... It was a natural kind of progression, I think. Yeah. I think some of my tight friends were not, and... I was probably, I don't know, like early 20s or something like that. And again, like with the scene kind of dying and us sort of separating, and now this band 32 Tribes, and, just sort of like. You tried stuff before that? Yeah. So when I was younger, I was like, me and Matt Pincus were 10 years old and like, let's smoke cigarettes and like, let's try pot. And then I remember like at age 11, going to meet my dad on a Friday to get in his car to go drive out to like Long Island. And I ran into my friend Stosh in Washington Square Park. And he's like, I was like, what do you want? He's like, he was on a thing called a rainbow. Okay. And I was like, well, what is it? He's like, it's pot, but it's stronger. So I gave him $1. He gave me this rainbow, which was a tab of acid. And I took it, and I, walked around for about half an hour. Nothing happened. And then the next, I'm fucking tripping. And I go to meet my dad, and we get in this car, and I'm like in tears. Matt Pincus was with me. My sister was with me. And it sucked. But, to be honest, it was like a scared straight moment. Yeah. Because I fucking hated it. And anytime I tried to smoke weed after that, I would get really paranoid. And then fortunately, right around then is when I met, a lot of the guys in Side by Side and Youth of Today. Yeah. And just got into the whole straight edge thing. It was like a no-brainer. It's like, let's do it. Damn, that's crazy, man. But 100%. I mean, all those, I'm a dad now and my daughter's 9. And it's like, I'd love, it'd be great if she found a crew like I had.
Yeah.
You know,
a
of
tribe,
like these
yeah.
dudes that were just like big brothers that were really, you know, people ask like, oh my God, like how are your parents letting you go on tour and doing this? It's like they were all good people, you know.
Your
And
parents
and
are really supportive too. That's
yeah,
amazing.
we were straight edge. We didn't do drugs. We didn't drink. We're
You were
fucking all
safe.
vegetarian.
They knew you were safe.
Yeah. And like as my mom said, she's like, look, you know, you could get in more trouble being on the football team, you know, with some fucking school bus driver who knows like, you know, who knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And we had Steve Reddy. He was our school bus driver.
And he's a warrior too, man.
Yeah.
It's in the whole other story. But.
Totally.
So your parents came out and saw you in those bands?
They came out. Yes. Like, so it was interesting to go back to like the more 11-year-old drug days of going to the old Ritz and seeing like the Dead Kennedys and the Circle Jerks. And my sister would take me, and I think my dad maybe took me once or twice. But then when I played in Gorilla Biscuits, I think it was we played the Right Track in, but I think we also played CB's one show. And I remember my mom or dad having to take me there. My dad would take me to CB's a lot.
So cool,
because Karen
man.
would bust, you know, she wouldn't let you in. You have a fake ID, and she would question you and ask you what your astrological sign was. And
even though you were playing there too, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You're underage playing there. That's right.
yeah, it was like, you know, 13, 14, 15 playing, and you had to be 16 and over, and she was really strict about it.
Wow.
So they would take me, and then in that 1988, went on Salone tour. My dad flew out, I think, to California to visit like Midway.
Holy shit! You saw you guys play.
Yeah. He saw. I mean, my grandfather came to see us play the Cameo Theater in Miami in 1988, 89,
Dude.
which was crazy.
And you got Youth Today was really big, man. Like Purcell was saying how big it was back then. Like with after break down the walls, and then when it's alone, it was just like a lot of kids a night. It was like
Some of the shows were big for sure. I mean, even going to Europe, I remember playing like some airport hangar in Milan in '89, and it was fucking big. I mean, it was. That Europe tour was interesting because, yeah, I mean, there was kids that were into Youth Today for sure, but the poster was Ray with a shaved head screaming into a microphone. It was like it was the Can't Close My Eyes cover, and it just said New York Hardcore. Yeah. And so kids just would come because they were like, this fucking dude's got a shaved head, he's screaming, and it says New York Hardcore, I'm going. Yeah. And so we would get, you know, especially like in the East, like in Yugoslavia and in Czech Republic and stuff, we would get crazy fucking turnouts, crazy kids.
And did you think that you guys were like, you feel like you guys are onto something then? It was just this, like, holy shit, this is a movement. I mean, not movement. This is like, there's so many more people connecting. I don't know. Cause in that moment, you really think about it, I guess.
I'd be curious as to what like Capo would say, you know, because he was sort of older and kind of the leader. And again, like the age difference was pretty big.
How much older was he from you?
He's what? He's like 67 now? No.
Chill. He's like 52, maybe 52.
Right. I'm 45. So 7 years older, that's crazy. So if I was 12, he was 19. Yeah. But so yeah, it was a big difference, right? Yeah, man. So as far as like feeling what the you know, I think his perspective was probably a little bit different. You know, again, I was just like, let's roll. These dudes are like, Purcell's my best friend, and we're rocking. Like, we're fucking going.
I can't believe how young you were on tour. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. You're like up there with Freddie, because Freddie was on tour. He was like 9 years old, but like, it's crazy. Probably maybe the second youngest kid in the scene. Maybe Todd Youth was young too, I heard also. Yeah. When he came around. But to have open-minded parents back then, just to let you tour and play music, it's fucking pretty awesome.
I remember like it was, again, all of it was very gradual, so it made sense. So like I remember, I think side by side going to Buffalo or DC or something, and my mom gave me like $100. That's a lot. She was like, call me collect as soon as you go. Here's $100 if you have to get on a bus. Like, like, call me when you're fucking doing this, call me when you're doing that, call me when you're doing this. And then about a month later, it just gradually went into like, what's up, Mom? I'm in Pennsylvania. Like, what's up, Mom? I'm in, you know, here. And like just these weekend jaunts, you know, playing what was that one place? Like Club Pizzazz in Philadelphia, or just like, you know, just it happened really gradual. And then there was that week tour of playing Fenders in 87 with Youth of Today. And that was like a week flying. And then it turned into that 88 We're on the Salone tour, 89 Europe, you know, 90 Judge, I think, around the U.S. And I was playing in Bold that tour as well. And like, it just happened real gradual.
So nonstop, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, do you remember Ian coming to your show, Youth of Today show? 930 Club?
You know, I didn't have many interactions with Ian. I remember seeing him one time, like in front of MAD in Berlin, or maybe we just ran into each other. Random. I remember talking to him there. But you know, I was always a
big Minor Threat fan, obviously.
Yeah, huge. Embrace,
Fugazi,
you know, all that shit.
Yeah, it was so amazing. And for you guys kind of carried the torch after Minor Threat. Obviously, they've been broken up for like, I don't know, 10 years maybe or something. but he took it to a different level. And I'm sure I want to talk to him about that and just see like what his vibe was on that, because it wasn't.
I've heard rumblings of like, I don't know, like, and I'd be curious too. I ask him like just of,
his views at that time, like something.
It's always different when people, I think, take your stuff and run with it. So like the stuff that was happening in the mid '90s, right?
Yeah.
Like Earth Crisis, Snapcase, all that kind of stuff. Like super cool. It was just different. It was hard for me to be attached to that stuff because like it was just different than my crew and my interpretation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think I'm sure Ian and those people that were before us probably saw this stuff as familiar, but also kind of different. And maybe there's things about it that they, didn't dig or they did.
Good point, man.
But that,
because after Judge, it got totally different. It got more extreme, militant.
It's just interesting. Like, you're like, I never got into Turning Point, when I was doing World Be Free and talking to Scott and those dudes, and it's like, name your top 5 hardcore bands, like Turning Point's #1 or something. It's like, really? Like I just missed the boat on those dudes.
Me too.
So I think it just depends on when you got it. And I think it's interesting too when you look at some of these or listen to some of these records. Gorilla Biscuit Start Today is a great sounding record. You could listen to it now; it's a great sounding record.
Yeah.
Judge Bring It Down is pretty good too because the production I think is there. But Youth of Today, I think, is a band that you kind of had to see
live.
I'd see it live. It's a tricky record just to put on Wireless Alone. It's kind of a fucking train wreck.
I agree.
But
live is insane.
Live, like if you were there and you saw it, it's a no-brainer.
I feel like that about Underdog Vanishing Point. The production was really but live was amazing. And I love all those songs. Like,
I know those songs were great. That's like, that would like I think that. Like I loved Underdog so much.
Me too, man.
And I think if those songs were recorded, in a better way, definitely Wireless Alone as well.
Yeah. It was so powerful lyrically in the video. Did that video do anything? I know Purcell said MTV wanted to play it only if you guys blocked out the slaughtering, but you guys refused to do it.
I'll go with that story.
It's pretty cool.
I like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we told him fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck
did it get played anywhere? There was no YouTube back then. It had to get played somewhere. Who fucking knows?
Night Flight,
yeah.
Night Flight.
Suburbia, Another State of Mind.
Mm-hmm. That was the shit.
Wow. That's crazy, man. That's just, I don't know, your catalog, just looking at your catalog and all the stuff you've done and diversity of it, it's pretty amazing, man. Starting at a really young age, man.
Played, was walking down the street. I lived on McDougal Street, and this kid I went to school with, which still kind of baffles me a little bit, but he was younger than me, and he was dating Patti Smith.
Oh, shit.
And I would run into them together a lot because they lived on McDougal Street.
Yeah.
And one day he's like, hey, man. He's like, we have a show coming up and our drummer's just like out of the country or something. Like, do you want to play drums with Patti Smith? I was like, sure, let's fucking do it.
Shit.
So we rehearsed and like, growing up in New York, like I thought I knew every fucking rehearsal studio there was. And of course, Patti Smith has some secret like ninja spot down in Soho, like some secret door on Worcester Street. You go in, it's a gorgeous fucking studio.
Yeah.
And we went there and rehearsed and we played a show. It was at Washington Irving High School, actually. It was like a benefit.
Okay.
And we played. I think I sucked. I was like, I was playing it like a hardcore drummer. I played way too heavy and I was too excited and nervous. And but it was a fun experience. Again, like going back to like just being up for
anything. Did you have a favorite? What's your favorite drummers back then or now?
I mean, I think Stuart Copeland was my dude because he always pushed the beat. He's playing on top of the beat, and he also had this kind of reggae influence. And he was great. My dad took me to see Elvin Jones, to see Art Blakey, some jazz dudes. But, in regards to like hardcore, I think like Mackie and Petey Hines and these dudes were sort of older to me. They were like in a different league. Yeah. And they were, great. And that dude, whoever played on that first Leeway record is, I think it was some Brazilian guy, supposedly is a fucking
wow. I never thought about that.
Badass.
Okay.
So just,
wow.
Yeah.
Did you have any what's your top 5 punk bands that inspired you at all? No?
I mean, Sex Pistols, The Clash.
Yeah.
To go back to that kind of stuff. Like,
me too.
I was really into the Exploited. Yeah, definitely the Ramones.
Exploited, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they weren't really inspiring, but I just was like, into them.
The imagery was cool too. Like,
but Minor Threat, 7 Seconds, and
yeah, dude.
But the fucking Clash are great.
Yeah.
And the Ramones, yes, definitely.
Did you guys play any shows with Minor Threat back then? It was after my bad. 7 Seconds though, for sure. Obviously, those. I
was telling this dude last night actually about the Clash. Is when I was going to VCS, Village Community School, that my friend who's a huge Clash fan had a ticket. And he was like, do you want to go see the Clash and the Who?
No way.
And I did not go. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know if I wasn't allowed. I mean, I was like 10.
Holy shit.
But shit, that's a woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, Priscilla told me that one of the shows, the first time they played Reno, that Kevin Seconds played drums.
For Youth Today?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It's crazy.
Did you ever know you hear the story of Steve Reddy singing for Youth Today and Ray playing bass?
No, where was that?
And someone yelled, "Let the bass player sing." We were on tour in '88, and we were in Walla Walla, Washington. Went cliff diving with these kids.
Dope.
I didn't. I chickened out, but those guys did. And then this dude had a huge fucking half pipe in his backyard.
Oh, sick.
Sick fucking half pipe. And, you know, again, I grew up as like a street skater dude, but Ray and Purcell were vert guys. So they dropped in, you know, because they had run some Westchester shit. And then it was about me and Walter, who's going to drop in. And those dudes had a way of like manipulating, like, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? And it was getting heated, and Walter went up to the top and fucking dropped in. And he did it, and he fell. They said, you got to go up again. You got to do it right now. It's still like fresh in. You got to go. Runs back up. Fucking does it. Cracks his ankle.
Oh, shit.
Cracks his ankle. He's in Walla Walla, Washington, and he had a purple mohawk. I don't know why he had a purple mohawk. I don't know if he had the purple mohawk then or if he just did it after he broke his ankle, but he was stuck there for about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
And then he flew back to New York, and we continued the tour with Luke, who was roading for us on bass. But the next show that we played, you know, which was Seattle or Spokane or somewhere around there, Steve Reddy sang and Capo played bass.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he say it for 2 weeks just for like a cracked ankle?
Because he couldn't like fly or something.
Interesting.
You know? Yeah.
No phones back then. That's scary thinking about getting stuck someplace.
Yeah. So there's a photo of him on crutches, right? With Kevin Egan in front of CB's. You ever see the photo? I saw it the other day.
Maybe, yeah.
That's from that.
Fuck, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Damn, any other crazy lineups than that? Any other crazy stories on those tours?
Tons of crazy stories.
People fuck with you. Was there violence against Youth of Today?
You just want to hear violent stories, don't you?
No. Was there anything crazy?
You want to hear the big fight story?
Sure.
My fight?
Yeah.
This was a crazy day. Like, I think there could be a documentary or whatever, a podcast series on this one day.
Okay.
Let's do it next. We were in Belgium, and it was 1989, and maybe it was my birthday. Yeah. Possibly. March 21st, because I feel like there's a photo of me on that stage. It's coming up.
Oh, shit, you're Rappaport, same birthday.
Let's do it. Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy.
Yeah, 21st.
Okay, let's hang out.
Yeah, go ahead.
And we played 2 shows in one day because we had this promoter that was ripping us off and just was like fucking pimping us out and like played 2 shows in one day.
Okay.
Us and Lethal Aggression.
Sick.
Afternoon show, we roll into this town somewhere in Belgium, and there's all these fucking straight edge kids. I don't know where they got it from, but they were like the one nook back in 1989 that was hip to straight edge. And they fucking were on board, and they got it, and they were happening, except for these 4 metalheads that were in the audience throwing beers at us while we're playing.
Damn.
And so, you know, we stopped mid-song. You know, Capo's like, who did that? I think he jumped in the audience, got into like a little scuffle with these dudes, whatever, got back up on stage.
He wasn't scared of that shit.
No. And Purcell had a broken ankle because
he dropped in somewhere else.
Kids threw confetti on the very first show of the tour, and he slipped and broke his ankle.
Oh, that's the one venue I was doing confetti at the shows.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was the first day of tour, Coney Island, Leipzig, and he broke his ankle for the rest of the tour. So he's in a cast. We continue playing. The show's great. This is show number 1 of 2 in one day. And then Capo goes to the back to get some juice or water, something like that. And these 4 metalhead dudes surround him. They're like, "So you're straight edge." And they just pour a beer on his head. He flips out, grabs these dudes. They're fighting like a cartoon. Like it's like a ball of like dust is flying up, and they come rolling back into the venue where like I'm packing my drums up. And then I have my varsity jacket, and I run up to this one dude, and I fucking put it over his head, and I just run with him. And then, and I was like teeny. Purcell's jumping off with his fucking cast on his ankle. Oh, we had a crazy tour manager, this guy Sid. Okay. Of Sid and Lorelei.
It sounds scary. Sid,
and he was Italian. He was in Cheetah Chrome Motherfuckers.
Oh, shit.
And he came in and kind of cleared shit out a little bit and got our back.
Wow.
So that's, I'm sure other hardcore bands have better violent stories.
Put a jacket over his head and pull him out.
That's my move. And
escorted him out of there.
But then like crazy, that was a wild first show. Let's go to the second show. Second show must have been in Belgium as well. And this one was not that many people there. It's at night, and it's filled with grown men with 100% white tattooed on their neck, swastikas,
no way,
full
dude.
Fucking Nazis. And, we played, and our tour manager dude was just like, "We need to get the fuck out of here. This is dangerous. Like, this dude has a gun, blah, 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 blah." And we have a song called Prejudice. Yeah. And Capo's like, "This goes out to all you racist motherfuckers. It's called Prejudice." Like, right in their fucking faces.
I love him,
and
dude.
we play, and we fucking got back in our little van and cruised away.
Holy shit!
But that was just a hectic day, man.
Where was that again? Belgium, you said?
It was a Belgium. I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Belgium.
maybe to understand like prejudice what that meant. Maybe.
Hopefully.
Obviously it didn't, because it would have been, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But I would feel like people were trying to maybe test you guys back then, obviously, because it was straight edge and you guys seemed happy and
especially in Europe. I mean, I'm sure Youth Today, before I was in the band, like Breaking the Walls tour was probably gnarly. I mean, I went on Salone going down south and playing in Florida, and you're Nazis, skinheads coming
like
up.
people trying to put meat on your cars. I heard stories about that.
Yeah, and they never. I heard that.
I heard about somebody went in a fur coat stage diving somewhere, or that was during Earth Crisis.
I would always play in a fur hat.
You did?
No, like a David Crockett.
Like Mackie rocked in the
yeah,
first
he did
Asian
actually.
Quarrel.
That's a good look.
That was some b-boy shit.
We should bring that shit back.
That was b-boy, right?
It was.
It has to be faux.
Yes.
A faux raccoon hat.
Yes.
That was the style back then. I loved I loved the New York style, all that, like the hip hop into the hardcore. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like Joe Bruno and all those dudes, like with the sneakers. I call them sneaker skins. And I guess Craig. I'm gonna talk to Craig this week. Craig Ahead said he was the first guy to wear sneakers on stage because everybody wore boots.
Yeah, and it was definitely those cultures were blending, like Underdog. Richie had a rap on "Say It to My Face."
Oh, that's right. And then reggae songs.
And he had a rap. He had a rap band, I think, with this one dude. I forgot the guy's name. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that.
Yep.
But Richie was a badass too. I remember he worked at the Pyramid Club, and
yeah,
he was like yoked, and like everybody was in shape, and
it
was so cool that like it was everything you guys were into was opposite of what punk was gonna be. It's like fuck your parents, anarchy in the UK. Fuck this, fuck the government. You guys, no, let's fix this. Let's save the planet. It was so that's what I feel like separates punk and hardcore to me.
I think for me, like at age 10, 11, getting the Exploited record, getting not Dead Kennedys, but like getting punk records and being into punk and like writing like Anarchy Equals Peace on like a wall and like, all this shit. Like the reality was that, I had a leather jacket and like writing these, bands and like all those, all that kind of shit of, like destroy, fuck the world. It just didn't really, I was sort of doing it because I was 10 or 11. I was buying into this culture that just looked really cool.
Yeah.
But when you stop, there was not a lot of substance to it for me. So when I met the dudes in GB and Youth Today and all that, like it just made way more sense.
Yeah.
Like we're fucking preaching positive outlook, make a change.
It's so
that's
cool.
And I remember like being 14, it was actually in 88 on that tour. And I met someone who's just like, hey, my brother died in a motorcycle accident. And we buried him with your record, with We're Not Alone.
Damn.
And that's when I was like, fuck, this is really like hitting people in a different
connecting, man.
way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure back then you're in the moment, so you're not thinking about the impact. But looking back now, just the
like I don't think a lot of people were buried with The Unquestionable Truth Part 1. Unfortunately.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's a cool record, though.
But looking back now, you're part of something so important, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like a huge legacy, everything you've been a part of. Like, it's pretty awesome, man. You did a lot. You know what I mean? For just a young kid in New York, and it's cool. And your parents are so supportive. That's the key thing to me. Like how supportive your parents were, and you always have music around you.
Mm-hmm.
Dad plays drums.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome, man.
Yep.
So now obviously being a parent now, if you're, if our kids want to play music, it's like
she takes piano. She's she's bored of it, but like
Max takes it too.
I tell him like, look, I wish that I was. That I would, that I know how to play piano.
Yeah.
Or I could play guitar better or something like that.
Yeah.
It makes you more versatile. And
does she want to do music?
She does. She actually had a recital today. That's where we were this morning.
It's amazing, man.
It was pissing me off though because it was just her and this drummer, this other little girl, and the drums were way off and they were fucking with her piano.
Damn.
And I was getting pissed and like the
off timing and shit. I can do that better. Give me the sticks. That's crazy.
Yeah. So the teacher, he's a little overextended. But no, I support it. She takes guitar, she takes piano, and she's into good music. And we've always played her cool shit. And
yeah, I think you go to some poppy concerts too because of her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I did the same thing for Max. You go to these guys. I saw Travis Scott a couple weeks ago. I was actually blown away. Max loves him.
Yeah.
But they're opening my mind to the newer shit.
Yes.
You know?
And that's like my my job now is I'm working advertising and do music syncs and put songs in commercials and try and kind of be privy to that shit. And it's hard to stay on top of the latest and greatest. So I'm really depending on my daughter to keep me hip.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
she hit me to do a Lipa. It's an artist, like a pop artist. She just won a Grammy for something.
Yeah. Does she have tattoos though or no?
I don't know. She might. She's
I
good.
I think Max told me about them.
Billie Eilish, she's into.
So is this pretty much your first real job? With benefits
second real job.
It's pretty amazing, man.
It's wild. It's it kind of reminds me of like high school in a way, like when I would walk into that building for work, but because it's just people dynamics and shit. But
yeah, is it weird being somebody who been music your whole entire life, your own boss, your own everything, to go into like society? Because being in a band is not reality. Like,
yeah,
we play music. We're grown-ups. We have mortgages. We're parents. We have responsibilities. But it keeps you a big kid too. And like, I feel like touring is fantasy and this is reality. We're now. So then going into a real job at the age you're at.
Yeah.
Was it weird?
It's tricky. It's a little weird for sure. And I definitely have moments where I'm just like, all right, fuck this. Like I'm gonna like let's book some judge shows or something, you know?
Yeah.
But
it's awesome you could do that too.
Yeah, it's yeah, it is cool. I mean, it's also nice from being sort of freelance and just having to hustle my whole life as far as like, fuck, I really don't know when my next check is coming.
Yeah.
So to have a job and have that kind of stability is sort of nice. I just have to remind myself that like, it's, you know, that it's a cool thing and like, you know, it'll run its course. And you know, to be honest, like I had this one job for about 5 years and I got let go with a bunch of people.
Oh, okay.
And that's a wild feeling.
Yeah, getting let go.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I had more stability when I was Sammy Hustle freelancing.
Sammy Hustle.
Because I always had a hustle.
Yeah.
But when you have your one fucking gig and you get let go, or they, you know, whatever happens,
interesting.
Then you're just like, fuck, okay. What am I going to do? Like call up Tommy Hilfiger and start DJing or something?
Yeah.
But I was able, actually through hardcore, this dude, Jason Peterson, who I met in 1988.
Yeah.
He was in a band called Winds of Change
I knew that
from
band.
Tempe, Arizona.
That's awesome.
And he got into advertising, and he's at an agency called Havas, and he brought me over there, and then he left the company actually. But
you didn't go to school for that, did you?
No, but it's interesting, like when you think about marketing and like hopefully doing cool marketing and like cool creative shit with brands and music, that's the hope, is that like
you marketed yourself.
You saw it the whole time, like with Civ, they were putting, you know, guitar picks in bags of Doritos. I mean, that was kind of dumb, but like, you know, Vans Warped Tour. Like that was Vans. Like we were walking, the kids were giving us, G-Shock had a fucking booth.
It's true.
And some weird, like, you know, it's all those sponsors that were involved in that. And like, you know, and these bands that we were in, like had their own identities. They were, you know, like Rival Schools had a logo and had a feeling. Civ had a logo and had a feeling.
Good point, man.
Youth Today had a logo and a feeling.
In a sense,
H2O, totally.
Yeah, Youth Today, fucking crazy.
You know, you make a
brands.
T-shirt, you make your album art, this and that.
Yeah.
And so, like, in a way, I feel I've had moments when I had the job where it's like, fuck, who am I? Like, I'm not qualified for this. I didn't go to college like these dudes, and you know, for marketing or advertising. But then I have moments where I'm like, I got this, man. Like, I've been doing this since I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know.
And the relationships you built throughout your career.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people that come from our world that are doing different things in life, and you know, it's like, so people are always gonna know you're gonna run into somebody you met, or like you inspired, or so. Oh, I remember you at the show. You know what I mean? Like in your adult life, it's interesting how that works. You know?
Yeah. No, and hardcore's great. I'm sure like we've all met. You know, you as adults now, like you meet people who are in interesting positions that, you know, 20, 30 years ago were into your band.
Loved your band. You changed your life in some way. 100%.
So we had some weird
paid forward type shit.
Like there's one agency I was working at had some weird music program with Walmart, which was super fucking corporate mainstream. Like I'd never in a million years thought I'd be doing something like that.
Yeah.
But I had to go to Bentonville, Arkansas, where
shit.
Walmart land is from. And I'm like, you know, like kind of nervous. Like this is like not my world.
It's not your world
at all. And I go over to there was Universal Music, had a label there, and this dude was there. And I was like, fuck, I gotta meet this guy. Da, da, da. And we're talking, and he's like, yeah, I've been at Universal for a long time. And da, da, da. I was like, okay. And I was like, I was in a band that was actually signed to Island Def Jam called Rival Schools. He was like, holy shit. He's like, Rival Schools. He's like, I followed your band around in my car. I was your regional rep. I was hanging posters up all over fucking, you know, the South when your record came out. He's like, I loved it. Da, da, da. And it was just, you know, we hit it off.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and that's happened a bunch where like, you just, you know, you meet dudes that.
It's crazy the impact you have on people and didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
All walks of life, different eras of your life, because you have so many bands to choose from of shit you've done. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, I think that's awesome.
Right. I just got to figure out if I played in PM Dawn or not. You know?
That's where we get out of this interview. You're gonna Google search.
You know, it's a cool one. I did a record with Gabby Glazer from Luscious Jackson.
Love that band.
That's a good record. Give Me Splash.
Oh wow.
Check that one out, folks.
What else is not on my list that you play with?
Lost Prophets before
you
the
did?
before the
wow, the downfall.
before the evil.
Holy
just one show.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Where was that?
It was I think I have like a little Rain Man like capability to learn a song, and so the manager was like, hey, the drummer's like doing some family shit. He can't do it. And they have a radio show in Chicago. It's a fly-in.
Damn.
Can you go in that morning, rehearse that day, play that night? So I was like, sure. So like the whole week leading up to it, or 2 weeks, I was like listening to their songs.
Holy shit.
And just kind of playing them on a little bit. And I met those dudes and rehearsed and played a show and that night and flew back the next day.
Good show?
Weird show.
Yeah, that band was massive. They were going to be massive. Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking crazy,
I know.
man.
That was a crazy one.
Anybody else? PM Dawn was pretty sick, though. It's pretty awesome, man.
Whether it happened or not, it is.
I know. It's a good story, though.
Yeah.
So here we're at now in California, a grown man, dad, husband, and still playing music. It's fucking pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Judge, Youth of Today, Shelter, and so many bands
Shelter.
still play. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, fuck, we talk about Shelter.
Let's talk about Shelter.
Holy shit, Mantra, amazing record. So you were with them.
Sit properly.
Holy shit, dude, I'm sorry. I'm keeping you long. I'm sorry, but you have so much to talk about. But the Krishna Conscious came in. Were you involved in that?
You know, it was hard, and it's funny because Ray and I talked about it recently, about how at the time when we were in Youth Today, towards the end of Youth Today, and Ray was becoming Hare Krishna, like in '89, we're in Europe, he had a Sika, he was shaved up, he was staying, we would stay in the squat, and he would go to the Christian temple and stay there, and like he had his Krishna crew, and these dudes would come for him, and this whole thing. And, he was telling me recently, it's like, look, I wish that I made it more inviting for you guys, because back then, I think it was such, like, he had to really take a position and kind of like, I'm this, like draw a line in the sand. And for us, we sort of felt threatened by that, because you're taking like our buddy away, our boy.
Yeah.
Like, you're breaking up our band, and our fucking homie is like, now.
Boy away.
Yeah. That's our new album. This one's called Christian Took Our Boy Away.
Holy shit. So you never get into, I never see you rocking the beads. I never see you into that. Yeah.
No, I might have had some beats for a little bit, but, and I fully like respect it, and it's and it's definitely cool. And I've stayed at a bunch of temples, and I've talked to a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
When I was in Shelter for a minute, like I recorded Free Will and Sharanagati, that 7-inch, and I was in the band, and somehow I got the green light to book this tour from my room, and I booked a tour from New York to Minneapolis and back. I want to say it was like 15 shows or maybe less, 10 or something, but it was Shelter, Inside Out, and Quicksand.
Damn.
And I booked it. I got the phone numbers from Doug Karen. I would just call these clubs like, "What's up? Hey, I want to book this show." And
Doug Karen from Descendants? No,
Doug Karen was our no, he was a different Doug Karen.
Doug Karen, a different name.
Yeah. Okay. He was our booking agent dude.
Shit.
The Doug Karen from the end of this Gorilla Biscuit CD.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn.
But we went, and so Quicksand was just sort of traveling on their own. They had a van. I think Charlie was in the band at the time. Walter was just singing, no guitar, and they were doing their own thing. But Shelter and Inside Out traveled together, and we had a school bus filled with Hare Krishnas. We had a van with like the non-Krishna people. Me, Zach, Purcell was non-Krishna at the time, and maybe one or two other dudes. Dude. And then there was a Winnebago with the Maharaj, who was like the main like grand poobah dude of the whole thing.
Shit.
And then and Capo being like the camp counselor, he would just sort of organize it. We'd all go together like a little caravan. We'd pull over on the side of the road and pull out pots and start making food, and and we get back in. But like in the morning, we go to leave, and it's like we're like, all right, we're leaving, 10 a.m. and today, Purcell, you're gonna ride with the Maharaj. And then so Purcell would ride with the Maharaj that day. The next day it's like, and Sammy, you're gonna ride with the Maharaj today. And it's like, I don't want to ride with the Maharaj. I want to sit here with Zach and tell jokes, and like, he's funny as hell. Like, we're bugging out. So next, I'm like in this, I'm like 15, and I'm in the Winnebago with the Maharaj, who's like this 50-year-old dude. And he's just like sits down. He's like, so, Sammy, like, what do you think the meaning of life is? And I'm just like, oh man.
Damn.
Come on, Maharaj.
That's too heavy for a 15-year-old.
It was too heavy, but it was
that's interesting.
In retrospect though, it was great. Just a really cool experience, and to do that, and the shows were sick, and Ray was had that same energy that he had with Youth Today.
Yeah, how many records you play on Shelter?
Just those 2 songs. I started playing on Mantra, and I started kind of working on songs with them, and then I don't know why that one didn't work out, but Did
you do the Mantra tour though?
Then I did a tour with Type O Negative and Shelter.
Was that the big tour when they blew up? Did you do the South America one, man?
No, I didn't do that. They had a bunch of different lineups.
Yeah, they were fucking Adam said they were massive in South America. The hit song "Here We Go Again" was a hit.
Yeah. It was a good record.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Then we started playing about a year ago, and kind of play shows periodically. It's cool.
So you organize the shows for Judge, Shelter, Youth of Today?
I've been driving it. We have some people helping us here and there, but like, I've been sort of, kind of driving that stuff a little
You're
bit.
the main dude, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just communication. I think I'm good at that from doing
You
it for
are.
a long time and,
Yeah.
and like knowing that, you know, this dude's schedule's tight and this guy's got this other thing he's got to do. And this guy, you know, it's just
You
like,
can
all right,
balance it all.
let's have a conversation. Like, let's get in front of it. You know, we got to make merch. Let's have a fucking conversation about it. We got to
Yeah.
book some flights. We got to do this. Da-da-da.
It's a lot of shit to handle, though.
It is.
I do that too. Me and Adam do that for like over 10 years. We organize all
Mhm.
that. But you know what? We've had.
I joke with Capo because it's like his communication is so fucking crazy. Like, he lives in the woods. He has no phone service. He's in India half the year.
Yeah.
So it's like smoke signals. You know, he'll like just throw like he'll just pop up every once in a while and be like, "Yes, I can do that."
I know he sent me his
No, I
number.
can't.
Sent me his number, and he said it had to be on WhatsApp.
It's got to be on WhatsApp. He loves that app. That's his favorite shit.
Even if he's in America.
Yeah, because
interesting.
supposedly there's no cell signal where he lives.
I should hope it works over the phone. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So you got to work with so many different frontmen and so many different artists, man. It's pretty amazing, man.
It's crazy. I love it because it just documents different periods of your life.
Yeah.
So to be able to look at those records or listen to them and just like, you know, pulls
Yeah.
up these memories. And I'm psyched. I was really psyched on World Be Free, and I'm psyched on Constant Elevation, and I want to do another record. I mean, I'd love to do like a record a year.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're still making music, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And balancing family and a job and all that,
Mhm.
like, because there's no retirement plan for musicians really. There's no like 401k, none of that stuff. So it's like,
Yeah. I mean, even then, like, you know, even in my job, it's nice to have a job for
Yeah.
sure. But like, even there's
security.
no security. There's no promises. There's no like,
Mhm.
you can get laid off and
That's true.
you make money, but you get taxed. And I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just all like, it's a balance of like trying to do what you need to do for your family. And then also try and do what's good
Yeah.
for your soul. And
Because you could easily just work for your family, couldn't you?
no,
Siegler moving and stuff,
No,
or
they
no?
sold that.
Oh, they did?
Well, what happened was, like, now you can go to your own storage unit, right?
True.
So as soon as that came about, that business was kind of shot
Damn. How many years was it running for?
since 1876.
Wow, dude.
No, they had a good run, but the problem, the building was falling apart, and my dad and my brother sold it.
Yeah. Was your brother into hardcore too?
I mean, so my dad and his brother.
Oh, his brother.
Um,
Your sister.
my dad's brother was crazy into hardcore.
But your sister seemed to bring the show. She got into it too?
She
or
was
no?
sort of into it. She had a really weird chapter, man, which I'd like never talked to her about, but it's funny. Like, she was hanging out for a minute with like Lazar.
I remember that name.
You remember those girls?
Yeah.
And like, there was a crew. I want to say the band was called Scab.
Okay.
And there was a crew of like pretty full on, like, I don't know if they were officially Warzone women or who they were, but they were like LES,
Oh, wow.
you know, the Aztec, all those
Interesting.
spots. And she somehow kind of got into that world for a minute, but
Warzone
didn't
women.
didn't really get as into it as I did.
You were tight with rabies too back then, right?
Yeah, he was cool. He was like total camp counselor.
Yeah, he was the older guy and stuff, and worked at venues and clubs to get us in and stuff. I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was like, there were certain figures that were just this bridge between all these worlds, and like kind of going back to what I was saying earlier about like that comp with Nausea and YDL and like this whole in Warzone. It's just, and it all worked, and you would see these bills where these bands could all play together, and it made sense. And I think a lot of that is because of guys like Rabies, who just sort of was like, he just made it all feel accepted. You know, you could be straight edge, you could be a skinhead,
like that.
you could be a punk, you know, you could be a girl, you could be a boy. Like, it's all fucking welcome.
I like that.
And when that got lost, shit kind of got a little just boring.
Were you ever scared to play at a show? Like there was tense energy in the club. Not against you guys, but just were there any situation where you were scared to play a venue or?
It was like a lame scene, some festival in Florida, like one of the first Youth Today reunion type shows, and we went down to the show in Florida, and like I think there was a bunch of kids that were just like prepared to kick our ass or something.
Really?
Yeah, and like that kind of got potentially hairy. It was just lame.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was just dumb. But nothing happened. But yeah,
like
I mean,
a
that's
boycott kind of thing.
Yeah, total. Just like, I don't know. So
is that a later reunion or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like in retrospect, I think at the time I was just so fucking young and just in it and just like game on, like didn't really think shit through. But I mean, looking back, like there were some gnarly
places you played,
scenes.
Situations, and areas you're in. But
like
you're always safe though.
Pensacola, Florida, 1988. You know, Tallahassee, Florida, 1988.
Yeah.
Like shit was sketchy.
And the one last Judge show that I heard that Priscilla talked about, some kid got beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Black kid came into the show, and I was like, all right, that's it.
Yep.
Like these songs aren't about that.
Yeah.
That always made me crazy, like seeing the people fighting during Walk Together at a 7-second show. Like people that's there for soundtrack of violence, soundtrack for violence. They'd be there for the breakdowns and the punching and the dance, but not connecting with anything that they're singing about. Mm-hmm. That was always fun. That was like bummed me out a lot back then for sure. The tides were changing with that type of energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But the Live in 91 video you're in is awesome, right? You're in that, right?
Yeah.
Interview with you with Mother. Yeah,
me and Siv, yeah.
It's so good.
It's that's a crazy time, though.
Yeah, I wish they should re-release that. It was really cool. Howie Abrams, you're listening, you should release that.
Release it.
It was really cool, though. You just got back probably from a tour then, I think, probably.
Yeah, that was just it is what
the scene was weird then in 91.
Well, just that lineup for Gorilla Biscuits, too, was tricky. Tom Capone and Purcell, and Walter wasn't playing guitars, he was playing bass.
That's right.
And we just were starting to write some new songs. I think some of those Distance were like Moondog songs, and
Moondog,
we were talking about doing another GB record. And
you and Moondog too?
I played one Moondog show at ABC No Rio. I did do that.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So many bands, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the Distance that was. I mean, Purcell had long hair. That was like an interesting vibe. That show. Yeah.
But I think that's everything happens for a reason, right? So like that was looking back, like that. Was like I think the jump off for Quicksand, and that was a jump off for Civ, and that was a jump off for that that page kind of turning, and that the next chapter.
Fuck, man. I think we covered all your bands. I thought you were bold for a second, but I guess not.
I did. I mentioned that. I did
it wasn't in the list though, bro. You did a couple bold things.
Just a tour.
Yeah. But no recordings.
I feel like we're missing something though.
Nah, your list is pretty fucking sick.
Pretty robust.
I mean, the hardcore we did Project X, Side by Side, Youth of Today, Judge, Civ, GB. No Warzone for you?
No, that was Luke's World. That would have been cool, though.
Yeah.
I loved Warzone.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking... I mean, don't forget The Struggle, Don't Forget the Streets. It's amazing.
Incredible. Even the Lower East Side 7-inch.
The 7-inch is amazing.
Tim Armstrong was on. He's talking about how he got so inspired by all the Revelation releases back then, and how it was so important. And just like everything that came out during that time was just so powerful. You know what I mean? Like, it's like later on what became everything Fat Records put out, all the kids liked. Everything Epitaph, everything Victory. But Revelation was like the first label where everybody just kind of... were attracted to, you know? I
think I was thinking about like the cassettes too, like some of the demos and some of the live bootleg cassettes were amazing, because something about tape, I don't know if it's the compression or whatever, like it just sounds fucking special. And like I had like the Something Else demo that I remember digging, or like the Breakdown demo was amazing, or the Raw Deal demo.
Raw Deal demo was sick.
Some of those demos where it's just like, fuck, this is just...
There was a GB one too that Roger said he had.
Yeah. GB demo.
Do you have a lot of... Do you have like test presses?
I do. I have a lot of shit. Civ used to make fun of me because it was like the vault. Like things would just go like, I would just get things and just go right into the vault. But
you saved a bunch.
The vault, yeah. I need to get to the vault. The vault's at my mom's house.
Hardcore historian kind of hoarder.
Yes, I am.
I like that. I remember Civ had the 7-inches out of his house, and it was like they were ripped, and he didn't even care. They were sitting up by the cats, and it's just records to him. It's something he was a part of, but other people.
I sold some of my records when my daughter was born because I had a little bit of a flood in my basement. Some of them got fucked up, and then I was just like, you know what? Let me just purge some of these and get some money, and also give these records out to like whoever else out there. But also because I just have so much other shit that I'm like okay with. I have like original set lists, or original this or that I'm You
have Chung King.
I sold my fuking Chung King, unfortunately.
Damn.
I know.
And that was like the biggest, highest selling one a couple years ago, I heard.
Yeah. I think that
wow.
Yeah, I heard recently. I think it was Alex Brown maybe sold his test pressing.
Holy shit!
For like
G's.
$8,000 or something.
Yeah. Fucking crazy. So you sold yours a long time ago?
I had like 4 or 5, I think, that I sold throughout the years.
Yeah.
And the first one probably for not that much, and then the last one I sold
a lot. Those are gems.
Yeah. I remember I sold mine, and then I sold my friend wanted me to sell his for him. So I was like, all right, sure, I'll sell it. And this kid was like, cool, I'll meet you like on the street. And I was like, all right, I'm fucking like get jumped or something.
Yeah.
So I met this kid at a restaurant, and my friend came with me, and he was super cool. He was actually this kid Ryan who worked at, or maybe owned Fat Beats.
Okay. Oh, that's
you might know that dude. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I was like, what are you gonna do with this, man? Like, you're not a hardcore kid. He's like, no, I'm just gonna sit on for a little bit. He was like he's a real record, trader.
He was up on what's happening on the internet too, like that highest selling record.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. It was scary. It was the first time I ever used eBay was when I sold these records, and all of a sudden the shit started going through the roof, and I was like, I had no idea how to do it. Like, what do you do when someone wants it? Like, how do you get in touch with them? Like, do you give them your number? Like, do you talk to them? What do you do? Do you ship it? Like, do you insure it? Like, what if it gets fucked up?
Yeah.
It was stressful.
just everything we did back then with no internet and no phones and you booking shows, all that's incredible. Just like word of mouth, and there was this community spread out across the country.
Yep.
And now everything's just like you pick up your phone, get a discography of any band you want, book a show. It's so much easier, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, you see what like Steve Reddy turned Equal Vision into with with Merch Now and
fucking empire, man.
All the stuff that just started. It's that full mentality. Back from Glassjaw's got a similar thing going on, and even Revelation like is still around.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Discord's still there. Epitaph's still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty amazing. They stood the test of time.
Mother's Market's still there.
Yeah, I love Mother's, man.
Don't sleep on Mother's.
Mother's, you put that on the map. I was like, what the fuck? I remember seeing it. I was like 21. We saw the video. I was at that show, but like, what is Mother's? What's that shirt he's wearing?
Right.
It's pretty cool, man.
That was a good one.
You guys were rocking long sleeves back then. Nobody was doing that. You guys were ahead of the curve on a lot of fashion shit that hip hop took later on. Not necessarily saying they stole it from Youth of Today or the Youth Crew days, but it was cool later on when Supreme did the Youth Crew sweatshirt.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Without the X.
Yep.
Just all that shit coming full circle. Because Supreme was just like a small skate shop on fucking Lafayette. It was nothing like it was. It's insane. My son's obsessed with that shit.
Yep.
I'm like, really? That was a skate shop.
I know.
But before streetwear and all that stuff, like I feel like a lot of the merchandise you guys are making, Hark was making, was streetwear.
I was into, in my 32 Tribes reggae days, 555 Soul.
Yeah. 555
Camilla
Soul, yeah.
made us some crazy outfits. We wore those.
Yeah, Stussy.
I looked like a jester, like a court, like a little fucking...
You always rock cool shit though, hip shit though back then.
I had my moments.
Like you had your blowout.
Yeah.
That was fucking sick. But the Supreme shit back then was just like whatever. It wasn't like
I had my blowout and I was dating this girl. I was actually in California. And it's funny, ran into, and she, for some reason, I don't know, I let her or whatever. This was pre Justin Timberlake doing this, but she did cornrows in my hair.
You did?
Yes, for one day.
Shit,
I'm out in California and I leave the house and I run into Dante Ross.
Oh my
god,
dude.
Oh my god, dude. Caught me out there with
no
cornrows
hair,
and
nothing,
just rocking cornrows on fucking Melrose.
That's amazing.
Busted.
Holy shit, you feel so weird? Did he say anything about it? I would love to see that.
Yeah, totally. I saw him the other day. I told him that.
I'm guilty of all the hip hop shit. We used to meet Freddie, all of us, to go get gold fronts from Gold Cap Charlie on Canal Street.
Dude, Charlie Garriga's the best, man. When like he was in Cleveland, like he used to rock like a X-Clan fucking chain and like a Dr. Seuss hat. Like
caught up in the De La Soul fashion, all that shit.
Totally.
Just to get caught up in all that, man.
Look,
dude, Tribe was the best.
Yeah, you wanted to be down. You wanted to.
I always thought that Tribe and De La Soul was like the 7 seconds of hip hop, like whatever. You guys just
native
like a positive message. You know what I mean? Like, it was a different than regular hip hop, but that's a whole different fucking episode.
That is.
But would you consider yourself an optimistic or pessimistic person? By the conversation, I can tell you pretty optimistic.
Yeah, classic. My mom gets pissed at me because I'm always just like, but it could all work out.
Yeah.
If this is, it's like, I'm definitely glass half full because it's just like I can't sit around. I may, maybe there are moments where I probably should do it more, but I just have a hard time with just like accepting the fact that it sucks, or that it's
especially right now,
whatever.
The crazy
it's
world
gonna,
now.
It's like let's figure it out. Let's rise above it, and whatever.
And I feel like you probably got that from being a hardcore kid too, and
probably.
the people you're around.
Yeah, yeah, because all that shit was like, fuck, we have a flat tire. How are we gonna fix it? The back axle of the van broke. How are we gonna get out of here? This promoter didn't pay us. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
You gotta figure it out.
Do you have any daily rituals?
Coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee's a good one.
That seems to be the theme on this podcast.
It's coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just damn good.
I never fucked with coffee. I have it like once a year and it makes me crazy, but I have it.
Coffee's good.
You meditate or anything? Or no?
I don't. I need more of that shit.
I'm
coming big time in 2020 or whatever. This summer or something.
Yeah.
I really need to. I thought when I moved to LA.
Summer 19.
I honestly thought when I moved to LA, I was like, I'm gonna get.
It's such a healthy
I'm
place.
gonna get in so much shape. This and that. And I really am like, wake up, get my car. Not like
you drive a lot.
Just drive, and I'm not like I miss walking. So I was just in New York the other day, and I walked my ass off.
I saw that.
Yeah, and like that's fucking real.
Do you miss New York?
I do. I mean, I'm like a fucking psychopath though. Like I'll like every block I'll have a different thought. Like I'll walk down one street, I'm like, I'm definitely moving back to New York. I fucking love New York. I'm all about New York. And then another block, I'm like, fuck this, dude.
Word.
It's fucking dirty. It's
cold,
freezing.
And it's not the same energy there. It's different, man.
Yeah.
All of our shit's gone.
Yeah. But I grew up in Greenwich Village, so like I have these romantic memories and ideas of wanting to raise my daughter there.
Yeah.
But it's just a different city for sure.
It's cool to have a crib that you rent. That's smart to be subletting out there. It's smart. That's what you do, right? Yeah, that's really smart.
Buying that was like
What year did you buy that?
I think it was like 15 years ago.
Damn, dude.
I know. It's crazy.
Really
with that.
smart move, man.
It was a crazy. You know what it was? What was it? I think it was the same year. It couldn't have been the same year, but I don't know. Yeah, it was.
That's a really smart move, man.
I think it was when Civ we had a song in a Honda commercial or Nissan commercial or something like that.
Dude.
Got a little money from that, and
Holy shit.
you know, borrowed some money and just made it happen. And like, it was scary as hell. But the thing about that is, you know, as time goes on, it's like looking back now, I'm like, fuck, glad I did it.
Dude, that's crazy. A Honda commercial. Maybe we guys had a song on there.
Yeah. Or Nissan. I think it was Nissan.
Yeah. That's crazy you did that. That's really smart, man. That's besides obviously being married and having kids, that's a really big accomplishment in your life that you did that with music.
You know what was cool about the licensing stuff was that with, long story short, but with the first record, Set Your Goals, did well. Second record, 13-Day Getaway, didn't do so well. We got off the label. Our manager was tight with the president of our label.
Scott McGee.
Golf buddy type shit.
Yeah.
We got both of our masters back. So we own both of our masters.
Dude.
The publishing off the second record, we own. So I think at the time, if you were a brand and you needed a punk song and you couldn't afford The Offspring, you couldn't afford Green Day, you couldn't afford Blink-182, you call Charlie Garriga was the main contact for Civ.
No way.
And he would just get calls and we would license to Sharpie pens. We have a song in Scooby-Doo Part 3. We have a song in Road Rash Video Game Part 2. Dude. We have a song. There's a movie called 3 to Tango, maybe. We have a song in that.
Yeah.
Like, so we just kept licensing shit.
Holy shit.
So that second record we did, you know, better off that second record than I think that first record from a business standpoint.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that you guys even did that after that. And then right now your I'm on board thing is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun. That was you know, it was interesting with when I left that last job I had and had a few months to kind of figure out what the fuck I'm doing. I was like, I really want to be productive and so I did the Constant Elevation, this new project, recorded those songs. Was like, I'm gonna fucking do this project, even if it just whatever happens with it, who knows? But
yeah,
I'm gonna put it out. And then the other one was this idea about an interview series in rowboats and wanting to do that. And so like I just shot a pilot and just came together last minute and grabbed Walter was in town and Scott Weingard and Vern and then grabbed these two dudes with cameras and got a rowboat and went to the Venice canals. And but the idea was like, it'd be cool to do an interview series in rowboats in various bodies of water around the world, like wherever that artist is. Yeah. If it's a musician, a photographer, artist, chef, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. And you get into like a rowboat.
I love that.
You know, so like
it's interesting.
Yeah.
And you can do there's like YouTube channels now that you do like private YouTube channels you have to subscribe to. Like people doing all that shit, putting shows right on there.
I would love to quit my job and just ride around rowboats and talk shit with people. So if anybody out there wants to make it happen.
But dude, there's so many avenues for something like that. I think
it's cool too. You could create a podcast. You can do something with the visuals and like you can just I don't know. I like those ideas. Like you're seeing them more and more now. But like NPR has Tiny Desk, and then Pitchfork has the Over and Under. Yeah. But I think I love that idea of just like a cool series, a cool
conversations, and just like yeah. Tell me, I think you said something about like there was no kiwis back in the day for you and stuff like that.
With food, yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, I just never when I was a kid. Yeah, I didn't really have kiwis. I don't.
Dude, do you remember fucking quinoa or kale?
No.
When we were kids, like being vegetarians, that
it's
shit
interesting.
Wasn't even around,
they just kind of throw new food out there. They comes out.
We were keeping this shit the whole time.
Star fruit.
Yeah.
I remember having sushi for the first time. This place on 8th Street.
Wow.
Going there with my family. I was like 8.
I've never had sushi ever. It's crazy. Never had it.
You never had it?
No, man.
Was it like vegetarian or cucumber rolls? It's great.
Yeah.
Go get one right now.
With the avocado in it and shit.
You mean like raw fish? So you never had
never had that. No. Yeah. Yeah, dude. All the different fruits and shit that weren't around back then. It's pretty nuts, man. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Kale is the biggest thing.
Yeah. Kale chips.
How's your eating? You're a pretty healthy eater?
I think so. I think I am. I think I'm too heavy on the carbs, man.
Me too.
I'm a fucking carb addict.
I get caught up in that shit, so I gotta chill.
Like I don't feel complete unless I have a shitload of pasta.
Word.
You know?
Oh, you're Italian, right?
No.
You're not?
I
always thought you were Italian. What are you?
I'm Chinese.
I didn't even ask you that. No, what are you?
I am, my dad's Romanian, Russian.
I didn't even ask you that.
And my mother's German, Dutch, Irish, Welsh.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Well, I always thought you were Italian. That's interesting.
Craziness.
That's people thought you were Asian before, though?
Yeah. People were like, oh, you're Puerto Rican. I'm like, no. They're like, you're Chinese. You're like this. Because I have one of those.
You have that look to you, yeah. Mm-hmm. Japanese vibe, too.
Yep.
Mackie, too.
Hayae gozaimasu.
I think we covered a lot, man.
Good. Someone's blowing me up.
This has been fucking awesome.
It's
all
the
the
best
tours.
It's kind of the best one you've done, right?
Fuck yeah, you and Purcell are my tops right now.
Thank you.
I just want it to be a competition, and the point of this podcast, people listening, is I'm just trying to talk to the people who inspired me as a kid and hear their stories and what inspired them to get to where they are today. That's this whole point of this podcast. There's no agenda. You know, I have questions, and everything usually spirals into other conversations, and I want it to be as natural as possible, not feel forced and comfortable. That's my whole vibe. You can learn about the people that inspire me. That's why I started with my mom. But yeah, Sammy, see, what do you want to plug? Anything you want to plug else? The new group, you already said that. That's amazing.
Constant Elevation. Let's plug it.
Yeah, Constant Elevation, Cool in My Mansion. I ride around when I cool in my mansion. Putting on the streets in the city. Tested.
Let's put good. Let's send Scott Vogel some vibes on World Be Free.
Yeah.
Just Scott.
I'm having him on next week too.
Just
I'm
tell
gonna
him
bring
to
that
do
up
some
for sure.
fucking music. Get with it.
Shout out to Vinny Movie Life.
Yeah.
You can see Judge somewhere soon. You can see Youth of Today. You can see Shelter.
Mm-hmm. I'm on board.
Scott has everything, man. I'm on board. Is that a website for that or just on your social?
Just out there.
What's
man.
your social?
Mr. SZA.
Mr. SZA.
MRSZA.
Yeah. What's that from?
The RZA, the SZA, the Jizza. I didn't make it into the band. I tried.
Oh shit! Top 5 hip hop. What you got, real quick?
Top 5:
Yeah.
Eric B. and Rakim, EPMD, Public Enemy, Tribe Called Quest, and
damn, man, this is pretty fast. I never seen somebody say this so fast. You're confident.
The 5th one, who? I don't know.
Dude, no Beasties?
Yeah, Beastie Boys, sure.
And you knew those kids. You went to the same high school. That's pretty cool. The Stuyvesant shirt.
I did. I knew them through Greenwich. It was a Greenwich Village connection. It was Ricky Powell one day was like, "Hey, do you want?" Oh no, actually, it goes back. I think further. I ran into. Yeah, they were around. Just knew them.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I want to say about them? And this is no diss to them. Is that they were the original like hipsters, like going to thrift shops and wearing those clothes and the weird random shirts. I feel like bringing that to the mainstream, like the high, like the high water pants and like, you know what I'm saying, those random fucking like Stuyvesant whatever shirts. It was pretty cool, man. Thinking about the ringer tees.
Another sweet factoid, Beasties-ish, is my dad played drums on Hello Nasty.
Your dad did?
And if you look at the back of Hello Nasty, it says Richard, Sammy's dad, Siegler.
Are you serious?
Yeah, my dad got pissed at me. He's like, "What the fuck is this? How come you're credited on this?"
You had him write it like that?
No, I didn't. They did it. But
are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Random.
Did you know Beasties before they blew up?
No.
When they were like the punk rock, Polywog.
Not at all. They were older than me, so
so you went to school at a totally different time.
Yeah, different times.
School. That's still cool.
Yeah, we ended up playing basketball together.
Yeah, and you were maybe on a softball team with them too?
I didn't really play this on the softball team too much, but
Yeah.
But basketball was pretty consistent for like 6
You
or 7 years
with
ago.
those dudes.
Yeah, like 3 days a week sometimes.
So
Yeah.
you knew Yout too?
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Totally.
man.
He was the one that got my dad. He came up to me one day and said, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, I need a do you know any Brazilian drummers?" And I said, "Well, there's a guy named Duduka who's like this heavy session guy. He's a badass motherfucker." And I was like, "What do you need?" He's like, "Just like just some bossa nova type, real simple Brazilian grooves." I was like, "To be honest, like my dad can do that shit really well." He's like, "Oh, great." It's like, "Have him come by the studio." I was like, "Okay." So tell my dad, like, you can go by, play on this record. And Beastie Boys like, "Yeah, whatever." He didn't really know who the Beastie Boys were. We get down the studio on Mott Street. Mario's there, and Yauk, and my dad puts his headphones on. He's listening to music, and he's like, no joke. He's like, "You know what this sounds like?" He's like, "This sounds like that Tibetan stuff. Like the Tibetan music." And I was like, "Yep, okay, there you go."
Wow.
And he's like, "So where are these Beastie Boys?" I was like, "Well, they're right there, dude." Like, but he sat down. He played in 2 tracks. I think one of them ended up on the record.
That is fucking crazy, man. It's crazy to say Tibetan because I didn't know till later on from the new book that like how much Yout was involved in Tibetan concerts he was putting on, all that shit, funding and making those benefits for that. That was pretty amazing because nobody knew. They only knew the party side of the Beastie Boys,
Yeah.
Did you see that book and stuff?
I did.
It's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, no, they're the best.
They are, man. They changed so much, and they brought like the skateboarding, the punk rock community together. I think streetwear, all that. They're the ones that meshed it together. I think. It's pretty amazing, man.
Dude, speaking about meshing shit together, I got to go to this dude's wedding.
Okay, we out of here. We can talk later. Meshing people together. All right, Sammy Siegler, that was an amazing conversation. We might have to do a part 2 someday. But thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. This is great.
Man. Thank you, Sammy.
One Life, One Chance. Peace.
Peace. Hey, guys. Thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys. You're the next one.